button I got to go to first? Oh my gosh, Jay.
You're
I've only been
rusty.
gone 9 days.
Exactly. You've
Yeah,
only been
look.
gone for a weekend, and
Look,
you're
that-
getting rusty.
Yeah, that's wrong too. There, I got to fix that real quick. It says there. There we go. The banner was wrong on there. Now it's right. Yeah. Huh. Plus, Virtual GreyhawkCon sign-ups start Thursday.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Then I have to start planning a seminar or something.
Well, maybe we can do a. It's up to you, but maybe we can do a you and Alyssa thing.
Yeah.
She'll have stuff. Just think about it. We got time.
Oh, yeah. She would definitely have
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So we can.
yeah. I mean, it's a possibility. Whatever direction you want to go, I'm good with.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do. Yeah.
Yes, I need new. I still need new ads, but I didn't even have a chance to get to that. So we got home Friday, and it just got. Still had stuff going on. Bill's daughter's college graduation last night, yesterday,
wow.
and so there was a lot going on still. But I think I'm caught up. I mean, as much as I can be expected to be.
Do you have
caught
like
up.
a tough work week?
Yes, I do. I do, because I got a big boss coming in from corporate. So
Oh
yeah, that's fun too. But
it's
I don't
like
know.
kicking off post-vacation load the whole fall season or something.
Yeah. Problem is, I don't know when he's coming in and who we're visiting or anything, because I wasn't around last week, so I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm in the dark right now, so.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's life at times.
It is. It's funny. So let's see who hops on here.
Yeah, I'll put some water in the bottle here because it's hot today. We got
It's
desert
hot here
heat.
too.
Yeah, we had tropical heat last week with like 95 degrees and 50% humidity. Now we have 105 degrees and 5% humidity. So the sun is seriously hot, but the shade is not that hot. It doesn't feel because the bulb temperature is not that high. So you can actually cool off in the shade better than you can when it's tropical, but the sun is murderously hot.
We got lucky on the weather. It didn't rain a single time we were down there, and normally it rains all the time in Florida. I mean,
you could come to Southern California. It never rains here.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm going to make the attempt because I just don't know what to do or say, and that is I'm going to keep this about. I just hope. Because there's a lot going on. I know you've seen stuff on Twitter. Twitter's been all over the place. Just
any news scandals I'm not aware of?
Well, just the political world is a fire.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, it's but that's. Someone lit the spark a few days ago, and now it's going haywire. So,
I want to provide people with a D&D escape, I think. But
yeah, I think that's a good idea. We need to, because the political world is enough of fire. We don't need to spread it here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But
yeah, we can provide a good escape.
Some of the other stuff, the two individual, the married couple things that popped its ugly head up again.
So it's not. Yeah.
Well, I saw on Twitter today he kind of remade himself the CEO of his company or something after.
He was only gone for a week.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So there's just. You know how it is. It's just.
Yep.
I don't want to get involved
in it. It's sad. Yeah, it's sad. Yep.
So, all right.
Get into good and bad adventures in Greyhawk.
Yes.
Because I'm kind of curious to see what your verdict on Baltron speaking is.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you one. So, absolutely. Just hitting up some servers here. I mean, Baltron, we can all those two. It's kind of a Wall of Fame discussion. So they're both Wall of Fame ones, and but we can definitely get in depth. So I like doing this because these are so old that some of them I haven't run for. It's almost 40 years. You know,
Okay,
I've discussed them, but I haven't run them.
Yeah, so when did you establish your wall of fame? When did the first thing go out?
That's a good question.
Is that something you started decades ago or years ago?
Well, I always had the idea for it. I'll tell that story again when we come on live. That's a good place to start, as people are winding in here.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can.
Friday night live stream, and I need to put it on YouTube. And
yeah, always.
Copy to Alyssa. Yep.
Always.
Yep.
That's great.
I ran a game today, so it was. We had an awesome fun session. Probably the best one we've had in my campaign so far. We've had 32 sessions, and I think this one was the best.
Oh, that's great.
Yep, it was a lot of fun. I liked it. So.
Hey Tim. Yeah, I am back. So just want to give you a heads up there. That we're back. Hey Willie, how's it coming? Well, I spent a week down on vacation and got done a lot less than I thought, but I got stuff done, so it's coming along.
Yeah, I have it. I'm going to do a first full resolution render of the terrain so we can see
awesome
what if there's any inconsistencies or stuff, because now it needs to. We need to finalize what the terrain topology will look like, so to speak.
So Willie, Enoch, can you hear me? I'm hoping you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I hope they can.
Let me make sure.
We can hear both of us. Yep.
Okay, good. So you can hear me then. All right, cool. So you guys, I was off a week, so anyone with the VIP turn-in, I kind of extended it like 4 or 5 days. So note, like Enoch and a couple others, it will hop off after. I wanted to leave it on tonight, and then it'll probably hop off, because I did extend it, just so you're aware. All right, cool. Good to see everyone. Trying to get into the mental swing here. We just got a new follower, Boyd Jones. Thank you. Hey, Patrick.
Great.
Good to see you too. We're getting close to that magic number. Trollord giveaways tonight. Patrick, a lot of stuff you sent me is going to be gold for next week. You'll see. Especially all the stuff I just got. Wait till you see. I spent yesterday morning and a lot of today final prepping up. I mean, so much. This is a packed month. July's packed. Absolutely packed. Special games, special guests. Well, regular shows too, a lot of special guests. I know 3 in the next 2 weeks. Actually, that's not true. 6 in the next 2 weeks if you count the Thursday night game.
Wow.
I'll explain that too. Oh yeah, really cool. So, like I said, Troll Lords tonight. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for coming in. Just starting to log in here. I didn't mean ever mysterious Tim will get on as soon as he can. You know, Sunday night family obligations, but he'll definitely be on because Ravager of Time is one of his. I'd put him through the ringer for a change. On that way, Syndicate. Thanks for all your links too. Yeah, thank you. I saw you linked it to Walt too, Virtual Greyhawk Con. That was nice. Just have him get in touch with me because I'm finalizing and want to get the stream schedule really going. And I guess if I gotta expand the stream schedule I may expand the stream schedule into Thursday if we have enough, because we're gonna have a lot of content. Working on that too. Thank you. Tonight, next 3 weeks we're dedicating toward the Wall of Fame. This is the 1 week. Well, if you count Tim as a special guest, you can. But we got special guests every week coming up for these Wall of Fame deep dives. So, next 3 weeks. It should be. Let's do that. I'm kind of like Anna, I got to get with you too on colorizing one of the things for Virtual Greyhawk Con, one of the Dan Smith artworks. Okay? Yeah, sure. Well, that's hey, that's a nice compliment. I really appreciate it, Jesse. So thank you. I hit up a lot of throwing out there. I want to make sure we're sure everyone knows that we're back. So we are back. I think so. So, all right. As people are rolling in here, good evening, everyone. Tim will be along at some point for a fact. And it's Ann and me tonight.
Yep.
9 days off. Where'd the time go?
Yeah, welcome back to reality, so to speak.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Gaetano. Thanks for this. Thanks for the. Yeah. Hey, Scott. You have. Oh, well, good. That's part of what we wanted to do, and thanks, Anna, for that. So let me just. I had a great vacation. Chuck gave me this idea of I had all these books that I was like, Ascadia and stuff, and I was using them for getting ideas on the Troll Lord style. And so every day I took a picture of one of the books. So I did 2 Troll Lords and I did Carlos's Adventure, then I did Greyhawk box set. That was a good idea from Chuck, just to say I was on the beach or at the pool. It was really relaxing. We had a nice time down there in Florida. We were like just south of Jacksonville, in the Hammock, Flagler area. It was nice. It didn't rain a single time, and only the last day was it super hot. It was really, really nice. We got lucky, but now I'm back, and I looked at my schedule. And I was like, holy shit, and I just wow. So yes, working then my real job is going to be a nightmare of a week too, but we'll get through it. So first things first, and I'll mention this at the end of the show, but I got to mention this now. Am I gonna? Is it okay? Thursday, some point, whenever I get home from work Thursday, so sometime afternoon Thursday, it'll go up. I'll try to put a message out for signups. You can start registering. You can start putting your DM events in. Whether it's a highlighted stream or it's just a game you're DMing, you can put that in starting on Thursday. It's the same fee as last year, a nominal $5 fee, but Virtual Greyhawk Con 3 is happening. We got Troll Lord has promised me some tournament play. And Steven and Chuck both DMing games live streams, so doubling normal. Greyhawk Reborn is participating. Carlos is definitely in. Blue Box is definitely in. We got some other streamers that have not participated before, but like Phoenixy Waki's in. I
think me and Alyssa need to do something for as well, apart from in whatever form. We'll have to look into it, so to speak. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And they asked the experts. Joe Block's already in. Malden. I'm going to ask Roger Moore this time.
Mhm.
See if he wants
Good
to do
idea.
it.
Great idea.
Hey Caesar, sorry for spamming everyone out there, but I just so everyone knows that we're back after all these days. I hit you up in Discord, a lot of you. So I'm not trying to embarrass anyone here, all right? But I want to bring something out, a point, and David, I feel you, all right. This is not easy to do what we do, whether it's blogging, whether it's streaming, whether it's just DMing stuff week to week. Anna, it's tedious sometimes,
Yeah.
and you feel unappreciated sometimes. And just note the following: just keep at it, and just do it because you're passionate about it, not because you feel like you have to be obligated to do it. I'm saying that for everyone in the community. I do this because I love to do it. Anna does it because she loves to do it.
Yep.
When it becomes not something you love to do, time for a break. Kind of like what Mike did with his blog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or shift focus slightly, or tweak it one way or the other, so to speak.
That's it.
Yep.
And I needed this vacation. I did. I really needed the vacation.
I'm glad. Because you run a really tough schedule every week, so to speak. So yeah.
Thank you. So just note, I feel you out there. So this week, this is the end of a week, but after we got 4 streams coming up this week. We got Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday morning, Sunday. All right. We got a lot going on. I got special Saturday night specials on the 16th and the 30th of July with a really brand new cool special guest who's never played in our game ever. And he's actually, it's a big name if you know him. But we'll talk about that at the end. But just note, Greyhawk Con, 4 days. 4 days. I'm gonna keep it rolling, man, as much as I can. I'm trying. So here we go. Now I want to show you something here. Look at this.
It's falling apart.
This is in 12 pieces. Baltron's Beacon. All right.
I should have it here somewhere too.
This is the one. I thought I had a second one somewhere. It may be stored away, but Baltron's Beacon, Ravager of Time. Time permitting, I may just talk about some of the UKs because when you to note, see this I8. Look at that. This is an actual pre-UK, right? It's got the British symbol on it. Before they decided, this is Graham Morris. So we're going to talk about these. On my wall of fame, really good adventures, and please feel free to ask questions. Especially, I was glad to see you never played them before. That's great. Boy, one of these I played right before. Well, not right before, but a few months before we went streaming. On a sneaky remake, and we'll talk about that. And then the other one was old, a long time ago, and they're just great. They are less known, and that's it, Dave. And that's why in my Wall of Fame deep dive, that's why I want to discuss these, because I think they're both brilliant. One
I
is
have sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, you have Baltron speaking.
I was going to say it's somewhere behind my camera equipment. Sorry.
Highly underrated, David. You're absolutely correct. And extremely difficult. This Ravager of Time is, I think, one of the toughest adventures ever, and you'll see why. We'll talk about that. So, hey, Valmoku, good to see you. By the way, Michael, I recommended you. Did you hear about that for getting write-ups to Alyssa for Wamtham, an actual little story, an adventure, or whatever? Right, we're talking about that Friday night while I was passing out. Right, on your stream, Anna. And so Anna is going to try and do Friday nights every time that we don't have a fancy mapping show as well with Alyssa. So that's
we will try and do a combined stream. If we will, somehow we will combine and sit and have.
Sorry for spamming you. Just trying to get people to know that we're back on. Baltron speaking, Ravager of Time. Plus, we'll talk about some of the UKs if we have time. And Tim, the ever mysterious Tim, will be on as well. Well. This will be a treat for a lot of you. So let's start at the beginning here and go to this. Hit the wrong button. No, it was the right button. All right. Here's my adventure log. We're at 9:59 this Thursday. We're 30 and 31 is where we're going. So yes, you're telling me a long time. This is running Temple of Elemental Evil for the first time. Pre-39, the founding of Altamira. Pre-Ravenloft. So as you can see, this is look, pre-running the Village of Hamlet. Oh my gosh. So this is, thank you, Phantom, for that. Well, hopefully, and please ask questions on this. This is like a glory era, and that's why I snipped it. You got Egg of the Phoenix, which is on my wall of fame here, and then you got Temple of Evil. I think Ravenloft, a lot of other ones. Citadel by the Sea, one of the best dungeon dragon adventures ever written. Shokanth, Farazdin's here, and we'll talk about them next week. So hopefully this works. A shout out. So let's tidbit that just so you understand what I'm trying to do here. So next week, as we do this, Farazdin and Shokanth with Carlos coming on. Okay, Carlos Lysing is going to come. These are two of his favorite adventures of all time. The week after that, GDQ with Joe Block. Okay, so and Joe has all this extra Vault of the Drow detailed information he's going to share. So that's the next 3 weeks doing our deep dive. All right. So just to show you that, we got a lot of cool stuff. But this is, yeah. Hey, Curtis, this is my fun area here doing this. So early on, ran these. Did run. I think I ran Ravager of Time a second time for Marco's friends. At some point, I ran that, but I did when we got to a point later on, right before we went streaming. Here we go. So there it is. What I didn't know what to do for the 800th adventure, and this is pre-streaming, pre-even thought process. As you can see, Expeditions Ruins of Greyhawk was 804, and that we didn't stream any of that. And here's Expeditions runs almost all the way through here. So why do I have this list up? 820 is the last adventure I did before we went live streaming. We started with 821. So here it is. I ran a sneaky, didn't tell them what it was, a sneaky Baltron's Beacon adventure at 800, but I kind of moved it into the Mist Marsh instead of the Hools to put it in the depths there, and reran it for them as a surprise for our 800 adventure. So I did rerun this. So that's only 4.5 years ago, 4.5 years that I ran one of these. Also, if you don't know, Dan Smith did this Growlcon, an ode to Baltron's Beacon. There it is. All right, artwork. So we have that. But I think we're going to definitely choose the Bone Hill one for Leonard to give Leonard a, hey, Lando, thanks. We'll do that for him. So how's the Egg of the Phoenix in the campaign? That's a good question. David, I promise I will definitely discuss that, because that one's like, where is it, right? But I think the same thing, and Anna's going to help me. I think this one technically, I don't think it's specifically to Greyhawk, but Baltron's Beacon is. So, or it was retconned into that spot. I'm not sure how it got there, Anna. That's a good question.
Well, I think it's retconned in, so to speak.
Yeah,
I don't think it's written. I think it's written for a convention adventure or something originally, if I remember correctly, and then people placed it afterwards, and I placed it on map in the Hool Marshes. So yeah.
Yeah. So just showing you how long ago I ran these. We're talking 80. This is 8. Whenever they came out, right? Almost exactly. Let me see. What year did Baltron's Beacon come out?
Is it the late 80s?
84. Look at this. It's in pieces.
Yeah.
It's in pieces here. I'm looking for
a
mark
been around
on it.
Forever.
I don't know. Doesn't even say.
But it's that kind of new design with the little orange stripe and the newer kind of
the eye
that came out mid 80s, late 80s. That design.
They have great covers, and this obviously looks like an Elmore, right, all the way, right?
Yeah, but I think that layout, that style of cover came, I think, in the mid 80s. So it's mid to late 80s, I think.
So if we come over here, boom.
Yep, that's where I placed it, deep into the Hool Marshes.
Now I'm going to make a suggestion for Ravager of Time.
Okay.
And I believe that since it is UK, and since
somewhere,
it should be somewhere in this area where they have, oh God, um, the Sentinel and the Gauntlet are, which are out in this area here.
So then you have to tell me, and we have to go deep into what kind of settlements or locations are in the adventure.
Absolutely.
So
I'm thinking this area here, and we could discuss that. That's where I think it should go.
I need to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that would be a nice 85. That sounds about my senior. Yeah.
Yeah. See, we guessed fairly okay then. Yep.
Yeah. Very, very cool. I mean, the minute I got it, I went right out and played it. All right. So the beacon, Baltron's beacon, had a different feel about it when it came out. So, yeah, you had all your classic modules, but then there was this next generation of adventures, and it had the great artwork, and the style was a little different on it, and it felt, God, if Jason Zavoda was alive, he made slap me on this. It didn't feel Gygaxian. It felt like, oh God, I don't want to. It felt different, fresh.
So what kind of style of gameplay? Is it a sandbox? Is it a dungeon crawl?
It's not a sandbox at all. It's more of a tournament style, but I don't.
Yeah.
Does anyone know who Philip Myers is? If he wrote anything else? Okay, so it must have been right on the border of 85, 86 that I did these ones. I'm right at the end, like over the Christmas holiday. Or at some point, we got them and just loved both of them. So let me go back to this screen here and let me pop up Baltron. We'll start with Baltron's Beacon. And thank you for the resub there, Gaetano. Also, I got to hit these up. I got to get caught up here. Let me hit these real quick. There we go. I guess all caught up there. Oh, tonight, Troller Games, we're going to do 2, and Chuck hasn't given me the codes yet. Sorry, apologies. But Chuck will be giving us choice codes for digital downloads. So let me hit this up. At least 2. I believe 2 will be the total, no matter what. But there you go. All right. So we have that going. My brain is still all over the place. Baltron's Beacon. All right. Boom, 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 boom. It should have popped right over there, and it didn't. I hate when that happens. Okay. I7. Baltron's Beacon. Philip Myers. Okay, so right off the bat, maps are in color. Swamp gives you a whole story. Now, the cool thing about this was this right off the bat. I can just show you this because it's in pieces, mine. Wanted, brave adventurers. Are you bored, listless, unappreciated? Looking for just the right quest to suit your finely honed talents. Plenty of golden treasure for all. See Demetrios the Sage, 1.5 miles east of Labrina by the marsh. Apply in person, no magic messages accepted. So that was kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
Something a little different, fun, and that started it off.
And you can really tell this was the series when they upped the production values from the earlier modules that were like late 70s, where they had really kind of crappy art, no fancy layout or any of that. This is really a step up, so to speak. You have real layout, you have some fancy art and stuff. So yeah.
Well, development's by Frank Menser.
Okay.
Frank Menser is also the editor, so that may tell you why. You know, during this era. Excuse me. Cartographies by David Sutherland.
Yeah, he did some good.
Yeah. So pretty interesting on this next generation feel to it. Monsters at the beginning, Vampire Mist, which appears in Dragon magazines. So new TSR monster at that point. I don't know if it ever. It may have made it into Monster Manual 2. Yeah. Oh gosh, I don't think so. I think it's just in Dragon.
Yeah.
Vitriolus. Yep. Go ahead, Anna.
I was going to say, when it comes to the general layout, all the cartography and the detail in the background are just so you can place it almost anywhere. Meaning it doesn't have any kind of no big area map, no kind of. It's this own little adventure where you can put wherever you want, so to speak. That's the.
And the difference between that, and if I'm too loud, let me know on sound. The difference between that and the black bordered books of the second edition era, the black border books you knew right off the bat, oh, it's not placed anywhere. These you kind of had to search and figure out where they would go. So you're meeting the sage, and the sage talks about some background on the cult of the Black Flame. Now, it's not really black. The flame may be black, but the beacon is green, because I guess you can't see a black beacon.
Black beacon would only work. It will be like darkness during the day or something. So yeah.
Patrick, I highly doubt Mike Myers was around at this time, but that's funny. So, and there's story background on Ojos, and he's talking about his son dying, Enrix here, the sage. Nice artwork.
Yeah,
and it goes around and tells the whole story, and it also talks about Oramexes is a mage who went there. I'm sorry, another sage. And so he's trying to help him out, and now you're there. And basically, it's a for hire adventure. That's really all it is. It's not any life or death thing. It's this guy hires you to go there and try and extinguish the Black Flame, which is very dangerous, and there's a cult around it. And there's a swamp. And this is where I'm trying to figure out if anyone knows who decided this went in the whole marshes. Because it's not specific to the whole marshes. Now, whether it was a discussion in Cannon Fire or I'm curious.
I think it's been in numerous places where people talked about it in forums. I just picked it up, so to speak. It seemed to be like the vibe of it should be there. That's why I placed it there. So
it makes sense.
Yep.
It makes sense. I had no problem though, and just like you shouldn't either. Like I put the second time I ran it in the Mist Marsh.
Meaning that, that's something you can file off some of the serial numbers and change just a little bit, and then you put it somewhere. So like you did with the cult against the reptile gods.
Absolutely, I moved it right to near Narwhal. So you have some random encounters in here. There's an entire. It's funny. There's a lot of lizard kings running around in hint from pools in the whole marshes. Here's another one with a pan-lung dragon. So Baltron's Beacon has an Oriental dragon in here, and that is, that's in Fiend Folio. And it talks about the beacon, this beam of unearthly green light. So you have, the entire keep itself has been destroyed, and there's shambling mounds, lizard men. The lizard men kind of like worship this beacon.
Which is kind of ties into the area of wood marshes, because you have some lizard men and stuff down there too. So
absolutely. So it makes total sense there. And so what you have to do is you have to figure out how to get into the destroyed tower, which is gone. It's kind of almost like Ghost Tower, So it only appears at certain times, and it's rubble. It's one of those mysteries, and you got to there's you find some gear that helps you out, but then once you get there, you find that there's an entire group of residents in here, of brigands and bandits here, and that's kind of cool. This is like a sidetrack, has nothing at all to do with the adventure. And there's here they come. There's fighters, Borg the sly half-orc thief, a bunch of bandits here. But then there's this dude. Now I love this guy, and I've had him escape. So you have Boris the Baffler and Gnome, Rug, or Red Mesa Clark. You can up these guys' levels, which I did. But here he is, Antarcus Giantbane, 9th level human fighter. He's neutral evil. He rides a Hyriko Sphinx. Okay. He's on the top level of the tower, so he's the leader of this group, and he's kind of smart as far as parlaying, like 15 intelligence for a fighter, 1892 strength. So if you were using double specialization here, this is nasty, and he has a Giant Slayer longsword. So you got a baddie here that has nothing to do with the whole premise of the adventure on the outside. Just this is where they hole up, and it's funny how different groups handle this. Has anyone played this and not dealt with Antarcus at the beginning? I'd like to know what happened. That would be pretty cool. Hey, Rox, good to see you. Just curious on that. Patrick. Yeah, I'm coming back from like no responsibility. Why, so I'm trying to get things rolling here again. All right, so here's a question out there: how many of you have ever run Belgian speaking?
Never run it.
Yeah, and just say hey, you have, or you have it and you're interested. And I like this kind of stuff. These side treks within adventures, I've always liked it. It's one of the reasons why I love Expedition of Ruins of Greyhawk. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
I think Eric Mona did a great job, but this is kind of cool too. Yeah, 5e commercials on DM's Guild. I've never run or heard of it. Wow. Okay, Lando. Well, good thing it's on Anna's map already, so we know where it's placed. That doesn't mean you can't move it, but there's an entire group of neutral and evil adventurers here that they're not going to just let you wander in here and go ahead down into the dungeon levels. So you got to figure out what to do with them. Like Cac Evil, Lawful Evil, the fighters. I think one character's neutral. I think the gnome is the only one. Boris, but he's too low level. Third level is way too low, so I pump him up a little bit. Yeah. So interesting thing, having a guy flying around the Hierarchy Sphinx is that moves 36-inch movement can be nasty. So you want to get him before he gets off the ground. So that's the keep area, and then you have other characters. Now there's a cult here as well. The cult is the cult of the Black Flame. They still exist, and there's remnants of them running around within, and you have to deal with them. And as well, the cult of the Black Flames is, once again, this flame exists due to this cataclysm that happened years ago in this keep, and your goal is to get rid of it. So with all the Evite, placing it in the Lone Heath. Well, see that, David, that's cool too. That's a good place. Absolutely. There's a lot of options, especially if you're having a game like North Province would be cool too. I think a good place. Wherever there's, it doesn't have to be a large swamp. You can.
Oh, there's swamps, lots of places.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and here's you're dealing with like another. Here's Leptor. He's a high level mage. He has a Quasit, so that he's chaotic stupid to chaotic evil, right? So you have to deal with him, and he's got good spells. Hold monsters, a great spell. There's a huge minus on the save. So in old school, I'm trying to make this a little bigger. Let me pump this up a little bit. There we go. All right. Let me close this so you can see. So you have a mage in here. You also have his companion, right? She's a were-tigress. So I love the mix of different, a good evil cult's a great thing. I love the mix in this. It's not just, there's a group of bandits here, and you got a guy who's like a badass, and he's got a horse. No, he's got a Hierarchy Sphinx, right? So that's kind of cool. Yeah, and you have some other individuals. Lots of random encounters are set for the swamp and the keep areas. As you can see, there's lots of undead. There's fog giants in the random encounter charts because
that's cool. Are they statted out here? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there are fog giants anywhere else.
Fog giants are in Fiendfolio.
Oh, okay.
Fog giants are a variant of cloud giant, and they can be evil or good as well. But yeah, fog giants are here. Giant fog right here. These are evil ones. I know there's at least 3 inside Baltron speaking as well. Hey, Bent Metal, good to see you. So, yeah, a lot of evil in here. Really, not many good things.
Beholder is mentioned here too. Damn, they don't hold back on stuff.
Look at this here.
Yeah.
Black Dragon. C notes B and F in there.
An Oriental Black Dragon, Oriental Dragon.
Yeah, Panlung. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shambling
mounts.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. So this is another thing. When this comes out, you have access to 3 monster books, not just 1 or 2, right? You don't have just
Yep.
Fiendful. You have Monster Manual 2 at this point, which came out, what, 83? So, hey, Tino, is it wrong to drink beer with your eggs? No. What? I missed that one. I missed that one. That went right over my head, Tino. You got to explain that. Do you understand that?
No.
Yeah, please explain that one. So, hey, Scotch Jeff, good to see you. So, baddies galore, variety of different encounters, a whole. Oh, just be shut up.
I thought it was some American breakfast joke or something that I didn't get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it though. There.
Yeah.
King Yes is. They give you the opportunity, if you want even more carnage, to bring the Lizard King in here. You can decide if he's on the outskirts or he becomes enraged or whatever, and he hears his. He has a cleric mage here, also, so it give you options on the lizard with the Lizard King if you really want to go deep in. I usually have one or two encounters with the Lizard Men, because they're easily, the regular Lizard Men are easily feared off, but then it just depends on the way the direction of the adventure goes. Thank you. Yeah, exactly, Curtis. So you gotta really. That's what I mean. Post like initial Gygax. There's a lot of variety of monsters in here. A lot of cool options, and also the style of the C books is in here too, with pictures that show this picture, which I like that too. Another reason. And I want Rosloff. Does anyone know who Rosloff?
I must say that the illustrations are really good all through and through this adventure. They're really fantastic,
and they had Elmore do the cover, so that's like a great thing. You had Larry Elmore doing the cover, so that's awesome. All right, we got our first hype train since we've been back going. Thank you very much. Awesome. So very, very cool. Let me hit this up here and rocking and rolling there. Hey, thanks, Tino. Thank you very much. Get it across the board. Yeah. So pictures, that's a cool one too. It's like an idol later on. Player's map. This is what you get, showing into the beacon area, and the remnants of the tower. Your own graph paper. Your pre-generated characters, which is kind of neat that they have here, and they got them. The fighter's 8th, so it's a higher level. I think this is for levels 4 to 8th. You got a female half-elf fighter mage, fighter illusionist, and gnome fighter illusionist, which is kind of cool. Halfling thief, but they're right in the middle of the adventure. They're not at the end. This is wonderful. You have mathematical puzzles, just everyone's favorite. Oh, so there you go. That's later on in the adventure. Great, and the pictures of all these are in the middle. There's another. So you got puzzles in here too. There's another one. So you have a lot of different, a bunch of them.
Since it was a convention adventure originally, I think then they need to cater to different types of players, people that like puzzles, traps, and stuff like that. And
Oh, he did covers Keep on the Borderlands, Queen of Demon Pits, and others. Oh, awesome. Good. Oh, okay. That style, that kind of soft style, the Keep of the Borderlands has, and Q1 has. Yeah. This is, like I said, it's on my wall of fame for a reason. It had an effect on us.
Yeah. So now, can you ask me, when did your Hall of Fame come to be? So when did you start it?
That was a great question, Anna. So I think I told this.
Maybe you did first.
All right. So 2018, we started streaming. It's been we started May in 2018, but before that, I moved in my house in 2013. I had that wall as you come in right before the bookshelves, right? That one spot where that water seepage once in a blue moon. I can't put a shelf there, and I was over my buddy Steve's. Everyone knows Steve's the guy who doesn't play, but bitches about it all. I watch Game of Thrones, but D&D's stupid, right? Okay, well, I can bust his stones. I know he's not watching, and he has all his album covers up along his walls in his basement. It's cool. All his Beatles,
Yeah.
Rush, The Who, all those. I was like, dude, that's a great idea. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that with my, you know, we're gonna pick, and we started with, I think we had 18. Um, we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna decide, like, out of all the published source adventures we've run, that we have the modules, and I'm not counting dungeons and dragon ones. We're gonna decide which ones we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the idea came in. It's got to be probably a year after I moved into this house, and then it came to fruition. I think the original. I want to say it's Gabbin 8. It's either Gabbin 8 or 9. We did the original. We added the bottom row of 6. We added the final 6 on here for the first 20, and I haven't changed it since then. But so we only first time we discussed this was Gabbin 8, so it was only 4 years ago in 2018. But the concept was probably 3 or 4 years before that. I thought it would be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, not Tika, not Raceland, not Sturm. No, none of that. No Dragon Lances here. So could this be why Baltron was connected to the whole while Tomb of the Lizard King could originally be played in any setting, has since been retroactively placed into World of Greyhawk campaign? An article by Gary Holy in Living Greyhawk Journal 1. Okay, it was revealed that County of Eeyore had been absorbed in the Kingdom of Keelan from Wikipedia for Tomb of the Lizard King. That may be a good. No, so yeah. I don't know who that Harry Julian character is, but
Yeah.
wow. Wow, that could be a good point, David. That may be why it happened. There's not a lot of city detail in this adventure, right? It's just a discussion of it. You know, you go basically you go right to the sage, and that's how it starts. But you know, the background information from that Kingdom of Eeyore on the history could be the reason why. That's a good point, David. So, right, so that's when it came to being, and from there, we picked ones that were like just memorable, and some of them didn't make the cut. Like, thank you for the hype train, everyone. Notice White Plume Mountain's not on here, right? It just missed the cut last time we did the bottom row. White Plume Mountain didn't make it. It was between Ghost Tower of Inverness and White Plume Mountain, if I recall, for the last spot, and we went with Ghost Tower of Inverness because it wasn't that memorable for us. Now, the only one in second edition is Return to the Eight. It was huge in our adventure, our campaign. But notice I don't have Rowdy the Trader up here, and I don't have, I just don't have those because they, the Falcons aren't up here. I thought the Falcon ones weren't that good. These were adventures that we really remembered. Like I said, only 3 outside of the TSR world we have up. And I discussed 2 of them 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, whenever it was. So, Fortress Eleanor Dark Town. We talked about Harbinger and Darkness a little bit. So that's where that came from, man. A good question. Yeah, exactly, Curtis, and it's different for everyone. Now, would I put it up there? What would I take down? We can talk about that too. I may take down, like, Saltmarsh is up there. I have Saltmarsh and the final enemy up there. I can never take the final enemy down. I can't, because of that 6 Arms to Hogwin Prince story I tell all the time. I can never take that one down. That's such a memorable thing. I also can't take Harbinger of Darkness down because I had a character commit suicide because her weapon broke. We heard about that, but I brought her back, Arabella Hotforge. That dwarven character. So there's certain ones I can't.
But some adventures get good not because they were well written or had good production values. It's simply because they were run at the right time with the right people, and it turned out to be a great adventure, so to speak, a great game night.
Most of them up here were very well written, though. I'll say that. I can't think of one that's bad. I mean, some of them are clunky.
Well, it helps to have a good module at any game night, but sometimes even with a not so good module, it might be the right for the moment, so to speak, or it didn't matter because it was a wonderful night anyway to game.
Absolutely, and in a few weeks we will discuss that, and that is that the one I can think of that is, I don't know if it's written well or not, and it's difficult, but that's Ravenloft 2. It's probably the least. That and Egg of the Phoenix are probably the two on here that are least run by everyone. Not counting the non-third party ones, but Egg of the Phoenix I think is one, and then I think Ravenloft 2 is the other one. Because they're so rare, and they're just. But an Egg of the Phoenix is, as David put, where do we place it? I think that's Janelle Jackways and Frank Menser on that one together,
Okay.
right? Yeah, it is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what huge names run doing that one? Yeah, but you're absolutely right, Anna, on that. So buku amounts of different magic items in here, cursed items all throughout, spells, a lot. This is still the outside point. You got wyverns here, and you finally get down to the dungeon level, and you come in and there's a lot of undead and apparitions, nasty as it is. But you also have ogres and lizard men. Here are the fog giants in the cave. It's down here. So you got 3 high level 14 hit die, too low of hit points here. 66 is way too low. Got to bump that up. Got to bump it up to 90, I think. So you're fighting some really nasty things in these lower levels, trying to get to the black flame. Now, there's some really other neat things. I want to bring this picture up because we're almost there, because it's sideways in here. One of my favorite rooms was this room, number 27. And they're just standing there. And we had this happen a couple weeks ago when I ran Slav Squad. They're not moving. They're all petrified, which is kind of cool. So you got 4 statues in a room. And I think you're able to undo a couple of them, which is really, really neat. So Greyhawk Weekly, Dragon Magazine, 304 states that Baltron first entered to keep 20 years ago, was seeking the lost magic of the Soul House of Melee and Dreadwood. So they really retconned this, David. Wow. While Living Greyhawk Journal 1 states Baltron was bashed only a few years prior to 591. So you're going to get conflicting information, right? So who in Dragon 304 wrote that article? I'm interested, David, if you know. I'm wondering to see who wrote that article. So you have a false treasury in here, but so they don't destroy them. They threw all the petrified individuals in here. You have a centaur, you have a ranger, right? You have a normal human female and a cleric, but I think they're baddies. And see how it's sideways in the adventure, so I straightened it. Yeah. So you have you can actually unpetrify them in here. And look, so one of them, they've been here a long time, which is kind of neat. I always love this kind of thing. Got to be careful with it, but they're not that super high level, so you bring them in and assist. And this guy, I think, is a cultist, Torn Black Mace, if I recall correctly. Yeah, he is Black Mace Super Cleric. He's part of the cult of the Black Flame, if I recall. So, yeah, neat stuff. Okay, and is down low here. So you're still going through this, trying to get to the end. As you can see, it's a typical, at this point, dungeon crawl. So you have 3 parts. You have an outdoor area in the swamp. You have a keep with an entire evil adventuring group in it. And then you have the dungeon crawl part. So this is long. This is if you get this done in one night, that's impressive. It's really a long adventure. So, or if it's your Curtis's group and you're doing tournaments, you can get this done because you're so good. Just kidding. So you have his finally get the Baltron's treasury, and there's a stone golem in there, and also there is if I recall, is he turned to stone as well? Esan the Wise, I think so. The right-hand statue is the 10th level monk petrified by Baltron for trying to destroy the mage's evil experiments. Yep, so you got another petrified dude. You have a 10th level lawful good monk in here too. So you can get out. Hey, good to see you there, Dwayne. Yep. All right. Invisible stalkers, secret crypts, undead. There's actually a son of Kias in here. I can wreak havoc. Oh. 3 mummies and a son of Kias. Yep. Hey, might as well throw it in there, right?
Yep.
So you get near the end, you got a guardian demon, and we know how nasty they are because they can just keep on coming. Those guardian demons and familiars are nasty. Some cool pictures, as you can, you got your lizardmen skeletons. It looks like this one's in the pool underwater, and we're almost to the more fighting underwater. Great artwork in this one. The very end, I think this is underwhelming after all this, my opinion. As you get to the end here and the shrine, so illustration 2.
But where are the 2 dragons then, or the beholder? Meaning there were some
they're
boss
random
monsters in the list.
encounters.
They're random encounters?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
yes.
beefy random encounters.
It is.
Yeah.
It was 1 in 100 shot to get the black dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's in here, if I recall. I don't think there's no. I think it's a random encounter only.
That's an interesting design choice, that some of the most powerful monsters in the whole adventures that I mentioned are random encounters.
Well, hey, it was great. I had a great time. Gary Hullen wrote it in Dragon. All right, so Gary's responsible for placing Baltron speaking, it appears.
Okay, good. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. So
yeah, I remember I read it somewhere that where it was supposed to go. So
it's good to know that Gary is responsible for it, and we can always discuss it with him on, a Grey Talk or whatever, and just say, hey, what were your thoughts here? And of course, it has to do with Keeland. Right.
Well, yeah, and it's also good because it is an area that is underutilized, and it's away from so it doesn't bother anything else really. So it's a good spot to fill in with something. So and I guess the nature of the adventure is supposed to be out of the everyday hustle and bustle of a big country, so to speak.
Yeah. So Gary gets his choice on that. I'm going to do this tonight. I'm going to place this. How's that sound?
All right. That's cool.
Yeah. By the way, I have this out. Don't get upset. I'm not talking about this tonight. We have this out for Wednesday night. So there you go. All right. We have that up for Wednesday night. Boom. All right. So there you go on that. So we're going to get some Veil the Mage talk and some major NPC talk with Rick Dewey Carthon on Wednesday. So we got a lot of guests coming on. So I think this Type 1 demon at the end here is underwhelming. I think that I've always switched this. I've gone with like a Type 3 or 4 before. I didn't do a Balrog because that's like, so. No, it's like going up on the wall. No. Now, Rick's going to talk about Veil of the Mage on Legends and Lore placed, talk about the setting and what he's done to improve it on Wednesday night's Legends and Lore, because Mike is out this Wednesday, if I recall. It's a week off for him now. So you have these nuts. This is from memory from 40 years ago. You have to burn them in. You have to like roast them in the black flame. You have to do this whole after you get by all the guards and all the special mathematical traps and all, and then to destroy them. The black here's a cool thing. They burn cold, and they can only be extinguished by Demetrius's completed potion, which you have to do. You have to do that process here because it has a time limit on it once you make it. So they set black fire to any living tissue they contact except plant life. Resist cold does immunity. So they burn you to a husk. 2 to 12 points of magical damage per round. No visible damage, but you become a lifeless husk. Scope up and reach -10. So there you go. They don't affect undead. Undead creatures are attracted by their presence. So there you go. That's the whole thing. This is really nasty, and that's the whole point. You got to get rid of this black flame and down here, and that's the whole premise of the adventure. But the Final Guardian's underwhelming, the Type 1. I think that should be changed. Epilogue-wise, you go back to Demetrius, and after you're done, it's kind of things never end, right? He says, when the tale winds down, he disappears in his workroom. He holding a small stopper flask containing a livid blue potion. So from you taking out this black flame here, he can make another potion where he can if this black flame ever comes anywhere else from this cult, you can extinguish it. And then he asks you, can you send this? Would you really any chance to know a group of brave adventurers to undertake this journey? So there you go. Sends you on another adventure. That's how the adventure ends. And then you go, no, we're not doing it. And that's the end of that. So that's Baltron speaking has a lot to it. It has traps. It has puzzles. It has. You don't have to go through the entire thing. You can bypass the Lizard King outside. It has wandering encounters that could obliterate your party before you even get there. You could make this almost a little mini campaign setting itself, right? You could do that. Hey, Bones, and that's why I like it. I thought right off the bat this was different. This was different than the other adventures out there. It felt a little bit like Temple. You know what I mean? What I mean by that? It's like you had to foray in a couple times, and it had a setting, but like you could develop it however you wanted in this adventure, and it was extremely challenging when you figure you have characters that are at your level or higher, and an entire troop of them before you even get inside. I just liked that. I also love the artwork. I loved that it combined the competition style. It has new monsters in it, like the Vampire Mists, which I've used. That's actually a special Necromancer spell that I think Ed Greenwood actually created that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think he did. I'm gonna yeah. So
Yeah.
anytime here, I'll shout you out again because boy, you're gonna be around a little bit next couple weeks here. Hopefully on the Saturday one too. Not 100% sure, but this Thursday, yes, we got a special game Thursday night this week as I got 2 guys out, so we're bringing in some outside help again. Yep. You have the Pan Lung, which you have Oriental Dragons, which rarely appear. I think one appears in the S series, and here I think that's it. Only 2 spots. Mind Games Thursday. It's going to be a fun hack and slash there, Sparky. I can tell you that. Oh my gosh, the Air Force, yeah, military. Anyone have questions about Baltron's Beacon? If you can get a hold of it, I imagine it's available in reprint. If you can get a hold of this, I suggest doing it and running it, and don't rush it. I think I'm sorry to hear that. Military, getting out of the military is a mess. So, yeah, everyone's all nice and quiet tonight. First night back, Anna, right?
Yeah.
First stream back.
They going easy on us tonight.
Yeah, they are going easy on us. I'm
Yep.
still waiting for Tim here. Let me see if I got any update. He said it'd be on at 8. So hour 2, we are going to be doing the other. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, U2 has a Pan Lung. You're right. That's it. Yeah. And that's almost like a wandering encounter too. So you have them in both these. Vacation was good. It was really good. It was nice, relaxing. Got some work done on Altamira. So, oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, it's drawing there, Picatano. Man, it's been off 9 days. Exclamation drawing. I even have an adventure I have here. I used to put them inside before I did hard card stock. I have a screen with all the characters. Let's see if we know any of these. Wow. Richard Craxus, Jester 8. So the original, one of the original Jester characters, NPC. We had, I'm trying to see what Bill had. I don't think Bill was in this one. I don't see him. But Alan played in it and Walt played in it. So that's pretty neat. Hey, Sean. So I placed this in 2 spots, as I said. Let me go to the map here. I placed Baltron's Beacon here, right where it is. Now, I didn't know that originally, but it just was lucky because I loved using Southern Keeland because back in these early days, it just so happens we used the whole, that's the irony, Anna. I think the first time we ran it in the whole marshes. Because we used Salt Marsh, and Salt Marsh was in this area, right? So it just made sense. Oh, look, there's a big swamp here. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? So this is where I ran it the one time. And here's Tomb of Lizard King. We'll be talking about that in the future. All right. Here's Aulicus, which is in Tomb of Lizard King. Right? Baltron's Beacon's here. Oh, Don Mounds is here. Also, this is the area that you also have Washtree roaming about. Supposedly his domain is the whole marshes. So. Oh, okay. Well, cool. GrowCon 2014 still haven't opened it. Hey, that's all right. I would make a suggestion to maybe do that, and if you got a group, it's a great adventure. Anything about this Long Spear Trail running right through the swamp, Anna? Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, well, I think that was something that was added in Living Greyhawk.
It was
okay.
okay.
Talked about in the
Okay.
they had the area gazetteer. I think it was mentioned there.
Okay. So, and the Tower of Xenopus is here too. Now, number 2, I did here when I ran it second time. Adventure number 800 is. I put it like way out in the middle here of the Mist Marsh.
Okay.
Which fits it perfectly, because the sage is just hanging out there. It's really, the background is immaterial at that point. Well, I wanted to surprise them. They didn't know what they were doing, and so we ran for adventure. I ran it number 800. I ran it out here, and that was the second place. All right. Let me text him and see. Mark Akers, Tomb of the Lizard King. Yes, absolutely. Also on the Wall of Fame. All right. So, what I would say about this adventure is it says levels 4 to 8. I think 4 is low. I think 8 is a hair high. I like 7. This is my sweet spot for this. 7th, 8th, I guess, in a fighter is no different, right? On the old school combat tables. I wouldn't go 9th level for spellcasters, get 5th level spells. I think it's a step below that. I would change the final encounter from the type 1 to something else. But I like everything that they've done about this adventure. I just love the balance in it. I love. What is the number one thing that should be the toughest thing for adventurers to fight? Generally. In any campaign. Anna?
That was a hard one. Yeah.
What would be some of the toughest things for adventurers to fight in any campaign?
Dragons.
How about
should be
other adventurers?
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good
exactly,
one.
Mike.
Yeah.
Good one. Other adventurers. Now, I'm going to tell you why liches and all that, it's great, but liches single target. Other adventuring groups.
Yeah, because then yeah.
And that you have that here. Yeah, trolls. Yeah.
Yeah, they also well-rounded. If you take the character sheet from and you have an advantage because you have so many characters, you can just file off a few serial numbers and just run with it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot really cool.
Yeah, lich adventure. There's a lot of animus adventurers, right?
Well, you can turn the previous party into undeads and run with it. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to send Tim a quick text just to see where he is, because if not, I'm going to go on. We're going to talk about some of the UKs here. Let's see if anyone has any questions, please, about Baltron speaking. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I don't I don't want to give away a lot. There, if you're going to, because some people may be playing through it, but I would love to see. This is one of those that if I was a streamer, not me, because I got too much going on as it is, but if I was a streamer. This would be this, and I know Mandy did it last time. Tomb of the Lizard, she ran Tomb of the Lizard King during last Greyhawk Con, didn't finish it, and then took 2 more live stream sessions. This would be an adventure that I may want to do part of it during Greyhawk Con, and then run it, and we get it, maybe even get a little mini group. Yeah, it's on drive-through, which is great, old school and new school.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just saying ETA ? All right, so that would be one that I would do. Now, some others. Let's talk. Let's go down here because a lot of them are here. Berghoff, right? Here it is.
Yeah, it's one of the most, I would say, obscure, forgotten parts of Greyhawk. Because it's really off the beaten path. That area is kind of forgotten, and both geographically and when it comes to modules and whatnot. It was a TSR UK stomping ground.
There's Gary. Yes, you Dragon 304. David linked it, Gary. Dragon 304 and Living Greyhawk Journal 1, I think, were the two spots where you actually placed them. Tonight, I'm going to do the favor, and I'm going to do it. We're going to place our second one. And I think that this is an honorary UK one, as you see. This is actually UK adventure. It's Graham Morris. It should go down here, and I think I know exactly where to put it. So, yep, and that's good to see, Gary. That yeah, and perfect spots for both of them. All right, so this is your UK adventuring area.
Yep.
Right here. If you really want pain, right? The big pain, where is it? If we all remember this, what's here? Rockburg. Anyone?
Now I should know this, but I forgot it. Yep.
Anyone in the audience? Rockburg. What is it? What adventure I ran within the last year is in Rockburg?
Oh, sorry, I was there. Dummy. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Now I remember. Yep.
Gargoyle.
With some really cool. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, now I remember.
Hey, Chad.
It was so much fun.
Yes.
The wingless Arcocras and stuff. So yeah.
Here are the lands of Malden.
Night
Below, yeah. Night Below is retconned in this area here.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Night Below that's where we got Night Below. So here are our wonderful areas for UKs for some of them. Right. So I want to talk about two adventures while waiting for Tim that did not make it onto. We'll go over them real quick. That I think they were right on the fringe. And if you watch, gosh, it's here, Gabbin 8 or 9. We eliminated them kind of early because the people who were in the discussion with me, I think Marco, is like, I wasn't a fan of them too much. And that's the Sentinel and the Gauntlet. Right.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's UK too. Let me. All right. There we go. So, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm being stupid here.
It's kind of interesting that the British modules are full of German names, and
yes,
it's kind of funny. It's an irony. Yep.
What do I like about them? So this is Graham Morris again. So we're going to see Graham Morris third, with Ravager of Time. These are good modules, and just barely didn't make our cut. Close. They didn't make the cut though. So I wonder. Anyone know who the artwork is on these?
No.
Let me see.
They don't look like any of the standard tropes of TSR.
Yeah. The roots of Berghoff are as old as the mountains, deep as the waters of the lake, unchanging. Will you aid them? So, I want to talk about remote area. This is like a caldera, right? Great thing, Svart. The word, when you see the word Svart, I jump up and I get excited, right? That and so
Svarts are cool.
Yes, yeah. The UK guys were channeling. They were channeling. You're absolutely correct. They're channeling. They're in. Is Gauntlet
in a Warhammer.
It's in a different kind of order, so I don't even know if like it doesn't even say here. It just says by Graham Morris. I don't think does it say artwork by anywhere in here? I don't see it.
It should be in the beginning on the.
You would think, but it's not. It's all like it's in a different style. All right.
I blocked my shelf.
Note the adventures levels of this adventure is 2 to 5. Sweet spot I think is 3 to 4. 2 I think is a little low. But what's really neat about these, the story's good. If you haven't run these, once again, do you need to place them in this remote area? No. I mean, look, does it get any more remote than this? This is in the southern hold of the Sea Princes, away from everything. I mean, nothing is nearby at all.
It's one of the most forgotten areas of Greyhawk, definitely.
And so, okay, Just let me see if Tim responded. I'm holding off on Ravager. He really wanted to discuss it. So damn it, now I want to see someone try running these using. You could do that. Pete Young, thank you, Katano. I've never heard of him. But thank you. As you can see here, you're getting inundated with fiend folio monsters, caterwaul, sheet phantoms, and sheet ghouls, which I never understood them. I mean, you get wrapped up in an undead sheet and it turns you into a ghoul. It's a stun jelly, witherweed, right? You do have here skulk, oh, nasty ones. Were rats are in here, a whole bunch of Svarts in the encounter areas. So to protect Berghoff, you need to find the Sentinel, which is a special, I want to say glove. Artwork is got that British European look to it. Presence, another new monster. And here is the Sentinel. Now, a sad thing about this, and I think I've run this twice. One of the groups tried to not have this. The Sentinel was made for one reason only, and that is to destroy the gauntlet. So once it's found, it will insist they help destroy the gauntlet. So you go through this adventure, you get the Sentinel. You want to make sure that it's the most lawful good person in your party, has some great abilities here, but this is not going to be long lived. Unless you're one of those groups, you're like, you know what, we're not going to run the gauntlet. So that's something you have to consider yourself there as a DM. But the Sentinel has a suggestion-like ability, so it can persuade creatures to down and perform other actions. All right, so you got to remember that as a DM. Protection from evil, 10-foot radius, permanent effect is really nasty. So any evil character is -2 to hit anyone within 10 foot, and you get +2 on your saves for the entire adventure. That's pretty nasty. So, and permanent shield spell if your magic is an illusionist, so which means you are immune to magic missiles. Yep. So, and it says right here they're both artifacts. So at the end of this adventure, running through Berghoff, fighting your Svarts, there's a skulk. I love that picture, by the way. The skulk's got the Sentinel, and the Sentinel's just like, right, yeah, and that's how you find it at the end of that. Yeah, that's a cool picture of a skulk. Yeah, I think there's were rats have is so you can need magic weapons. So Iron Cobra's in here too, and that's another thing that's from Fiend Folio, if I recall correctly. Here's Lavinia and her sons. So you got assassins in here. So if you're not big on assassins, you need to change it. But as you can see, the gang is also basically she's on the cover. Oh, there's an owlbear chained. Yeah, look at that picture.
Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get any information on who did the art. I can't find that.
Gaetano said
it's not listed anywhere.
Gaetano linked it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he linked it just recently in here. Pete Young is the artist. Okay. Paul Ruiz, Peter Young. There you go. So, yep. So it's a cool adventure. Like I said, didn't make our top 24 of all time in our campaign, but once again, you got a group of adventurers here that are going to attempt to mess up your day. And if with an illusionist mother, he doesn't have great spells though, so you need to add some in here. But one of the sons is an assassin, so you got to be real careful. And if you're using specialization at this point, that makes the 6 intelligence. Oh my gosh, that makes the fighter even that much more nasty. So that's part 1. That is the Sentinel, and then you got the Gauntlet, which is the second one. Once again, by Graham Morris. I love that. That's great. I just love that cover artwork there. Page 30. Oh, thank you. Okay, so the credits are at the end. Thank you, David. Not at the beginning. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Yep, Pete Young.
Cool.
Yep.
Oh, it's in the a bit into the adventure.
It's at the very end, yeah.
Oh,
Tom
okay.
Kirby, Phil, yeah. So this, I'm assuming this is the TSR UK division.
Yeah.
So it says, thanks to DMs and players at Games 83 who may
Oh, yeah. There
recognize
you
this
go.
module,
Yeah,
and the
it's in the end of.
Anglo-Saxons for
Yeah.
providing Clan Man word for the Lehman secret chest. Neat. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Hope
Hello.
you're doing well. We're going over some legendary adventures, waiting for the ever mysterious Tim to come on. It's great to see you.
Yeah.
And we are we're doing the Sentinel and the Gauntlet right now. We already did Baltron's Beacon. It's on my wall of fame. Okay, and now we're doing these two, which are really cool level 2 through 5. This one's 3 through 6. So you got the Sentinel and the Gauntlet. They just missed my wall of fame, but they are from the 80s. They're UK based adventures, but then we'll go over the big one at the end. We're going to try and place it. So the Gauntlet is the evil. There's the Sentinel. Here's the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet has got evil abilities, whereas the Sentinel has good abilities. Once they come together at the end, they destroy each other, and you are successful. So note that is. Let me see. I'm talking to myself. I'm all over the place here. There we go. Robert, there's your shout out, man. Good to see you. All righty. So let's see where we generate. So note this. The wearer regenerates 5 hit points per round, even when reduced below 0 wearing the Gauntlet. That is pretty nasty. All this takes place in that little area of Berghoff, right? Down in the UK realm. And to make matters worse, you have your Fiend Folio giant 2-headed troll wearing it at the end. So if you know about the giant 2-headed trolls, and there's some great miniatures out now for these, but there weren't back in the day. You didn't have miniatures back in the 80s of giant 2-headed trolls. They're 4 attacks per round. They do regenerate. They're nasty. Yep, 11 hit dice. So that was and you got a Grillins in here too. But yeah, there's a big combat, if I recall, in this too, where the army comes and sieges Adlerweg. Let's see if I can get that map up here. Here it is, Adlerweg Keep, right here, in Greyhawk. Yep. So that's where you have this, and this whole area. So Anna, when you did this up,
yeah,
I don't recall. Was it like that? Did it have that little abetment or land sticking out of it, the bottom of the Darlene map, and they just decided to put it there?
I think it's. Hang on a second. I think now we're almost beyond the Darlene map. Let me go again here and see. But the problem was that I had these adventures that were not part of the Darlene project at all because they came afterwards. So
right.
You had to kind of get into it. So I just need to refresh myself where the.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, there is the lake and the that kind of hidden valley away. Mm-hmm. That is actually there. So the general terrain is on the Darlene map. It's just that there is no kind of detail, but it talks about like a hidden away valley and kind of off the beaten track and so on. So I took what was on the Darlene map and enhanced it a bit, so or concentrated it a bit.
Well, it's great when you think about and what I'm trying to state is that this is one little piece. Mm-hmm. Think about this, everyone. This is one little piece of a couple of these adventures that Anna spent the time over 20 years ago. Roughly.
Yeah, I read them 15, 20 years ago or something like that. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, probably more around 15 years.
So Lorcan brings up a great point. All these links to the UK and the UK tribe got stuck with Onwall. That's a pretty interesting point. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they wanted to mess with. Does anyone have Sea Princes at all?
That's a great question for Casey and the other their deep into LG.
Yeah, Lorcaline, that's a great point. You would
Yeah.
think, but remember, it was bad blood, if we recall from some of the discussions, what happened with the UK division. Who River? Go to page 35 of UK2. Okay, let's do that, David. That's great. Man, thanks for that detail. Let's take a look. Assuming that's it. River Gan, Keep of Aldereg.
So I had to kind of work these things in with the Darlene topography or the Darlene kind of general geography, and it was a little bit of going back and forth, and yeah.
That's a great point there, Dave. So Anna's taking that, done interpolation.
Well, yeah, you have to kind of tweak things a little bit. The important bit is not that all the measurements is up to snuff, because that's an impossibility. But the important bit is that all the stories can be played out on this canvas, so to speak. And there's no major contradictions and things that are wrong. So I had to go with the general Darlene geography and then kind of add in stuff from the, and also from the adventures. But also I had to kind of work with the very kind of primitive Bryce that so once I get to it with using modern tools like World Machine, Gaia, and others, I have way more control over what I'm doing. So there will definitely be some updates to it. The lake is not big enough. It needs to be a little bit bigger to be the same size as Darlene map. But on the other hand, the Darlene map needs to be looked at more symbolically than actual measurement being perfect. So yeah.
Right, and you're doing your best to.
Well, you have to realize it's using 25-year-old technology, so that means that there were significant limitations. Just like a lot of these adventures are made 25 years ago with the technology and budgets and stuff they had available back then.
And here's the character roster, which I believe is from the original one, from the Sentinel as well. And as you can see, look, here's the player map. Woohoo!
Yep.
Yes. So it's done in detail. Hey, darling. Here, I'll do the same thing I did for your bones I did for you. And that is I hit that, right? And then we hit this. I'm going to hit a wrong button. I hit a wrong button tonight on this after being off for 9 days. Thursday night. Retributive Strike is the name of the adventure. Yep. Okay. So, well, Tim's just going to have to hop in and give his experiences at some point because we're at 8:15. So, Sentinel Gauntlet, I recommend. If we have time at the end, I have here still Beyond the Crystal Cave, Eye of the Serpent, and Dark Clouds Gather, and When a Star Falls, that are also from the UK series. But let's discuss this, and this is probably a rare one that a lot of players have never seen or know much about it. Here we go. Ravager of Time. What a great cover.
Yeah.
So
I like that too. It's great.
This person, Nuala, is as evil as it comes. One of the first characters I ever remember in a published adventure that was, you know how you had your lawful good, chaotic good, lawful evil, chaotic evil? I think she's pure neutral evil in this. NE, one of the first ones. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, she is nasty, mean, and does not care about human life at all. So perfect. The best thing is she starts off, she's not even here alive. Right? This adventure is awesome. Oh, I'm going to get your attention here because we're going to place this in Greyhawk. Because I ran, this is adventure number 31 I ran. Baltron's Beacon was 30. This is 31 out of 959 adventures I've run. It is, Justinius, it is, tell them. This is one of the most challenging published source adventures ever. Where two Mahars just killed you with traps. This is going to kill you with yourself. Okay? Yeah. So here's how the story goes. You get tricked. like dumbasses the whole beginning of the adventure. All right. This is UK. This is a UK series adventure. They just placed it in the eyes. This should be like UK, maybe, I don't know, 1, but they said, it's an I series. So, okay, just note that. Levels 8 to 10. Challenging. Extremely challenging. I wonder if I have the log in this one too. That would be awesome if I did. Note that this module of mine will never be worth anything because I love green highlighter back in the day. So I have green highlighter throughout this entire adventure. Yeah. So lots of fun things. Here is the map, Fenarg.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. It has a really yeah, but it's really beautiful. It's much better than most other maps I've seen on any. Actually, it has a really cool, laid back but very detailed style that is different from TSR products.
You have here Ilea, which is where it takes place, Home Isle. I think, once again, allow myself to introduce myself. Nice one, Curtis. That's a movie quote. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. There's no reason we can't put some of those smacked islands and tributaries
what is the Ravager of Time? Meaning, are there cities, towns, civilization, or is it just some evil stuff out there?
Ilea is the only one, and we'll right here, and we're going to show that. So, yeah, and this is UK, so I think it should go down here.
Okay.
All right, so let's go back to the adventure.
And
if anyone disagrees with me,
lower Wallop,
if anyone disagrees with me, except Rich, I want to know. Because Rich is one. No, we're not putting the Hidden Temple of Rithmal there in the Sus. Like, yes, we are. All right. So Ilea is the fortress town. I think it can go right there. It's already got some great looking artwork in this right off the bat. That's some really cool artwork. So Nuala, this story. The girl named Nuala was barely 17, but her fair looks and apparent devotion to Ruglor hid a will to evil that was already old. So she is already plotting before she's even an adult. Badness. So the Fenarg is the name of the area of the swamp. There's no reason not to put this there. So Nuala's burning ambition is to overthrow Lords of Ilea and make herself the mistress of the Fenarg. For this, she needs allies and powerful ones at that. Hence, the luring of a powerful party by means of Miles' trial. So there's a thing going to go on in this whole adventure. The whole first part of this adventure is a setup. Isn't that cool, David? This is like, this is new content that's 37 years old for a lot of the members of the community, and I think that's great. You know, so yeah. So such navigation will lead the adventurers to Lord's Hall, where she has laid a trap that cannot fail, and that you're basically, you know how in the A series you get captured at the end of A3, you're like, crap, and you're like, to do A4. This one though is kind of a little sneaky. So what happens is the following. There's a court trial, and then you are sent. You go out into the adventuring party ends up in the swamp multiple times. It gets to their point of. When I ran this, I felt the pain and toil of my characters, and you know how did you ever get that feeling in like the Pelennor Fields when they're going through that swamp? How day after day it's just like tediousness and toil. You feel that in this adventure, right? Justinius, you feel the pain of your characters. And there's another reason why in a second. We'll discuss that. Let me hit up Mike and Taryn. Good to see you, Taryn. I did, Mike. Thank you. Mike is in also for Thursday night. Taryn can't play, but we have a special game on the 16th as well. But we have a joint game. I'll talk at the end of the night coming up Thursday. It's going to be fun. So you go into the Fenarg, to the Isle of Home. You got to get, look at these random encounters too. It's like stuff, crap, megalith centipedes, giant lampreys, disgusting stuff, bloodworms, gross things. A Crimson Death. The Crimson Death is a nasty, nasty thing that you have. So you
Mhm.
have to go out here on Beyond of the Court, and it talks about Joffrey. You find out what killed him, his son Miles Darcy. It's a whole setup. It's a setup by the head of the town. And let me see. Did I miss the map here? There's a map, Anna. I'm gonna show it to you.
Okay.
Maybe it's at the end.
There's a large area map. I'm looking at that.
Hey, Sam, good to see you.
And then there's
Thank
a map of the.
Here it is. Here it is. Look
yeah.
at it. This is actually pretty good for its time.
I think
Thank
all
you.
the maps and stuff are great. I love this
Yeah, look at the map.
hand-drawn style.
This is nice.
Yeah, it's better than most TSR products at the time.
So, really appreciate it. This is Ilea, and this is and it could fit right off the whole river. I think it says Schlag. Who cares, right? Make a Schlag a tributary of the whole running through there. Yeah. So this is the area, where the adventure takes place, and you go back to multiple times. So Nuala is dead and gets the short of the story is, I think that the leader of the town thinks he can control her, is in love with her, and did anyone ever see the Master of Illusion thing where the guy's been dead and he's buried in the sand? They bring him back. You know which movie I'm talking about? It had had the guy from Quantum Leap in it. That movie. It's kind of the same thing. You take someone who's dead for a long time and you bring them back. Bad things are going to happen. Yeah. Oh, cool! This became awesome. Yep. Clyde Barker. Yeah, exactly. That adventure there. It's the same feeling. It was a Lord of Illusion, was it? Oh, and you so there's a trial of Miles Darcy. When you get here, the jury there's a jury of inquisition, and you get your duties. You go out into the fen. You find the information. The jury has 30 days, which to discover the fact. You get sucked into this, unbeknownst that it's a big setup. So it's already devious in its plot. So, hey, Josh, I hope you're doing better. Josh was under the weather this last week. I hope you're doing even better.
I talked to him earlier today, so he seemed good.
Good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. Oh, by the way, and thanks to Luke, I got my re-up invitation today for my platinum badge for GaryCon 20 next year.
Yep.
So that was awesome. So, and I will be renewing it. All right. I'll go through the synopsis. What happens is the following. This is all a big setup. You get back into town, and you get captured in town, and Nuala gets resurrected. When she gets resurrected, they trap you in I believe it's a Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion, is where they trap you inside. You get trapped in there. Well, Nuala has the power. She always looks young, to suck the life out of all of you till you have 30 days left to live.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. And that creates, they're short-lived. That creates exact copies of you that's healthy and evil, like almost like a mirror of opposite alignment. So now, and she just leaves you because knowing you're going to be dead. You're old, your teeth are falling out, your stats, you got to do all the stat changes. Now, some of them, remember, your intelligence and wisdom will go up, but your strength, dex, cons, you lose all those bonuses. And yet there's exact copies of you running around with her. So imagine this. You not only got to fight her and any other ally she has, but you have to fight exact duplicates of yourself that are at full strength. There is a caveat here. And then the guy who is in love with Nuala, she turns him into a husk. She husks him. That's his goal. That's his isn't it, Curtis? It's coming. So this module is as sinister complex as the name of the rose. You're absolutely right. This is genius. This adventure and why it was immediately on my wall of fame. It is geniusly, vilely done. So Nuala, here's where she springs her trap. Yep. Shimmering bar set in the middle of a larger chamber. You get trapped, and the woman's Nuala who has come to gloat. I'll read this. There. The poor old dears have had a tiring day. Perhaps you should rest and let these young ones do the work. Your copies. My, how they take after you and so obedient. I wish we could stay and talk to you, but there is much to be done. We must go. But do not worry. Very soon you will be able to sleep forever and ever. Farewell, dear old things. That's so awesome. There is a caveat here, and that is this gentleman here. I think it's her old husband who she deceived and did awful things to back in the day, and when she gets resurrected, he can't stay dead. My first ever appearance in a published module of a Revenant.
Oh.
Okay, he comes back as a Revenant, right? And his only goal is to get rid of her. Yes, so that's his Rugalor. Yes, so he's going to be running around, kind of helping you, you know. Yeah, exactly, David. Your top 10, they're fantastic. So, yeah, and he's got all his armor on and his warhorse. So it's just he's going to be the Revenant runner of full plate armor and shield. Yep. Here is Nuala, and we want to talk about nasty. What level is she? She's pretty high level. Fighter 2. She's dual class. Dual class. Magic user 14, 15 with familiar. So high level. Oh look, melts minute meters. She's got some good spells. All the way up to her only 7th is Morning King's Magnificent Mansion, so she don't have to worry about that. But she has some Leomund spells in here. You know, her 6th level spells are okay. She doesn't have like Disintegrate, or you don't have to worry about that. But she's already sucked the life out of you, right? So yeah, so you have to figure out how to get rid of her, and you got to go, back through the entirety. And Ilea is done in detail here with a hierarchy of look, this is kind of neat. Shows you all the NPCs and who they are, where they are. She has replaced a lot of lieutenants with copies already, or she gets around to that when you get back. So now you have them as well. So you have and if you're using specialization, you got some 5th, 7th level fighters, nasty. Yeah, there's a lot of people waiting for you at the end. The combat in this is, here comes Tim. Yay! The combat in this is large, and there he is.
Hello.
Hello.
Glad you could hop. So Tim.
Yes.
I'll go and refill my water bottle.
Yes.
I'll be back in a minute here.
So Tim, as refilling, I'm talking about the synopsis of Ravager now. And you remembered this when I ran this. I got you back from all the pain you'd suffering. This put pain and suffering on you, correct?
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah. Give us a little synopsis of what you remember.
Well, I forget why. I forget what reason why we were given for going to this place.
Yeah.
But it's a miserable place. It's like a swamp, right in the middle of a swamp. But it's not like a warm, hot, wet swamp. It's like a cold swamp. I recommend. I was thinking about this. I recommend watching the beginning of Quest for Fire. Watching those actors in a bog in Scotland, where you can see their breath, to get a feel for how miserable that place was. But while you're there, there's a big problem going on, and you're trying to solve it, of course, and you're running into these just horrific things: some hags, some anise.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Later on. Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad. But when you finally end up tangling with this person
after she sucked your life out.
Right, wait, I wasn't sure.
Before, so yeah, you get trapped. You get trapped.
And you get trapped, and she basically sucks your life out. And so everybody finds out, whatever you were going to live to, because you can roll up when you're going to die, you're within like
30 days.
30 days. Right?
It's 30 days.
30 days of dying.
Yeah.
And then there's all sorts of age effects randomly determined.
Yeah.
And it's horrific, right? And then when
your
she
cops.
brings that from you, she creates a clone of you. So now you, as an aged, infirm person, have to make your way back, and then you're fighting clones of yourself and this other terrible sorceress. And it is truly, truly horrific.
It is.
Yeah.
No one recognizes you either because you look ancient. So that you go back and say this is. If you try that, they're like, you're a bunch of old. Yeah, they don't believe you. Oh, because they've joined up with Nuala, the other copies. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, you're an elf. You think 2,000 years? You're still within 30 days of dying as an elf, so you're all jacked up still, anyway. So.
Yeah. It puts a fear into you. I also said, Tim, and remember this feeling you felt as you're going through the swamp. These swamp encounters never ended in this. You felt the toil of just being in this swamp over and over in long periods of time.
It is. It created a huge horror effect. It is really just wretched. And if you've ever been cold and wet, you can kind of overlay that onto the misery.
No, that's not the adventure for me this then. Yep.
It's a great adventure. The fortunate part is you can role play the cold wet. You don't have to be cold wet.
Yeah.
So, but I get PTSD from this.
I remember when I did the first Dark Hand, you were like, "We're not crossing the stream there."
Exactly.
Yep. We're gonna go.
I get PTSD just thinking about it. So
By the way, everyone, boom. Next Saturday morning.
Oh.
We'll talk about that at the end. We got a lot going on in July.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, a lot. So and I've been so. You go out, and I believe you got to make your way through all the toil. And I already told them the caveat is the revenant of Nuala's ex-husband comes back to life when he realizes she's been resurrected.
So you could actually inadvertently get in his way, which is bad news for you. That's not great
because you don't realize it. If you don't know, you don't know what this guy he looks like a Black Knight. You don't know what his deal is. So you don't want, So you got to figure that out, kind of, as the adventure goes, which is neat. The character
when you get cloned, you keep all your stuff, right?
Right.
It's just that they look like you.
Yep, they look.
They get all abilities.
They get all your stuff copied too. But remember, they're temporary. They're temporary copies. They have all your gear, but that gear disappears.
Man.
Yeah,
that's just brutal because I have that wand of fireballs. It's like so do they.
Yes, Underdogs Thunder. Yeah, the Underdogs is the lower level group for Tim's Barbarian campaign.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's brutal.
Who's playing in it so far?
I just got an email with a change in it, but Mike Disney, Patrick, Dwayne, John says he's going to be there. I'm leaving somebody out.
Your buddy?
I'm just having a brain fart right now. Let me go look.
Dwayne, he said you, Dwayne. He said you.
Yeah, I'm like
Patrick KH Gamer. Okay.
Yeah, Alex was going to be there. Alex had something come up, and unfortunately won't be able to.
All right. So you fight yourself. Yes, you do. You fight yourself, and it's really nasty. So these characters are all detailed in the town, so you can really work up this. And here's the Ilea's defense. So the town itself is that walled fortress, but there's nothing else beyond that. It's like by itself. So here's Miles Darcy. He's going to get it right. He's going to get slaughtered. Zeller the Grim. Zeller's encountered. So you do have Zeller appears to the party 3 times in different forms, kind of helping you out with direction. Basically as an aspect. Because when she's so evil that things just come up. That's what I love about the storyline. The storyline is just genius.
She is.
Yeah.
It is so evil. Just sucking people's lives away.
When we ran this, when we ran this, odd man won. It says me? Question mark.
Who?
Odd one man. No. It says me. No.
Oh, he's probably talking about the underdogs.
Yeah, underdogs. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, maybe he's kidding. Okay.
But
So
I have 2 spots.
do you, Tim? Like we always had this comparison. This character is more evil than a Calavra.
She's neutral evil, right?
Yeah, pure neutral evil. Yeah,
She is pure because
Yeah.
It's stunning how she ages really fast, so she's got to continuously suck years from other people to
Right.
maintain her own power. So it is just a heinous, parasitic, vicious, evil existence for her, man. It is just, and when it's happens to your characters, it is a significant emotional event.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
You definitely got to do it to the players. You gotta, it's
She has an
horrible.
imp familiar as well, so she has magic resistance on top of that because of the imp. So that makes that even nastier. And like I said, her spell list isn't great. It's not great, but that doesn't matter because we have at this era, we have Marco has Swain, fighter, cleric, mage. Right? We got these super powerful. One of the Winchesters is here.
Fencing.
Yeah. Fencing and Lou. I mean, this is nasty characters, and now you got. Now I'm gonna. Here's the one advantage. Me playing 6 or 7 nasty PCs as NPCs. I don't know all the little nuances and tricks and trades, right? I know some of them, but I don't know them. I got to play them all now. This is a tough adventure to DM, and that's why I'm saying that. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, it's a really tough adventure to DM.
Do you just get the character sheets? You just require the
I had already,
sheets for...
back in this day in the 80s,
Yeah.
I already had photocopied them to my best of my ability ahead of time,
Yeah,
so I
you
didn't
have
tell
them
them.
already. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and if it's a clone, it may not be as practiced, so it fits the gameplay. Oh, but it was brutal.
Yes. This and Ravenloft 2. Hey, thanks.
What level is it for? Is it 8 to 12?
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
I think I remember Fencing had a 6-level spell.
He may have been 11th.
I feel like there was a project image being used.
It's very
Maybe it was
possible.
a
I may
scroll.
let you in there because I know how nasty this is.
Maybe it was a scroll.
Yeah.
Well, no matter how nasty it is, you play yourself, so why not?
Exactly. Thank you, son.
Oh, you want to bring your
the-
extra high-level guy in? Sure.
Yeah.
How long into the adventure until you as player realized that you were fighting yourself, so to speak? Was
it's
that
the
obvious
finale.
from the get-go?
It's the very finale.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I think I hinted to them because I think you get teleported out from the mansion, out in the middle of nowhere. Because she can't kill you, because if you die, then the copies die. So the copies only have the same amount of time to live. Basically, it's the life force being sucked off. So she can't kill you right off the bat. I think that, yeah. Oh, man, I lost where I was going with that.
You gave hints because we'd find the aged, like people that were they knew were not that old, and we found their aged corpse.
Yeah, other people.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, something bad's happening. We know she does something with age.
You don't stand a chance, Tina, if you bring a level 1 character in this, because Nuala will kill you. 1 magic missile. It's a good
Or
point.
she'll just suck your age.
Yeah.
She'll just suck your life away.
So look at the defenders here of Merkfest. 18 Juju zombies. Now, Juju zombies are almost immune to fire. They're immune to magic missile. This is not 8 Shadow Mastiffs and this half elf here, lawful evil fighter mage. So this is the kind of stuff you got to deal with along the way back and in the
But
event.
she had a bunch of Juju zombies there at the end too.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
They're not immune to fireball.
This is if I recall, this is well,
it still
yeah.
doesn't
This
affect
is one of the most difficult game. This and like I said, this and Ravenloft 2 were the 2 toughest adventures I have ever had to DM. Yeah.
The DM, you think? Or is it just the fight was hard too for the
fight?
players?
The fight itself, if I recall, when we did the fight, it took 8 hours.
I don't remember it taking that long.
Well, I think we did it and took a break.
Maybe the whole travel to do the fight included that session, but it was a lot of misery of, oh no, what is this age effect I have now? Because it can be your hand shakes, so you miscast or you have a penalty to hit.
Damn.
Your eyesight's bad, you can't see far, you shake. Your
fighters are neutered because they don't have 18. If they have 18/stink, their stink's like 15 now. The fighters are neutered.
Yeah, you should not play this adventure when you're in your 50s and it started happening real, so to speak. It's kind of it's scary.
It's just like and you're trying to find these people and it is brutal. It is truly horrific. That's why it's called Ravager of Time, not mean person of time. It's Ravager. It's terrible.
Note here,
but it's
published source Cavalier, 12th level, right? Clavidos, Lord High Bailiff. I believe he's on. Yeah, he's old, but he's on your side the whole time. And
everyone in the town's lawful neutral, so you're not. They're like, well, the rules say.
Yes, it's perfect for that area too. Of the where all they're not really good; they just exist, and that's why I think it placed out there somewhere north of that Berghoff area, right there, would be good.
It is.
Yeah. So
it is so good.
Yeah, it is so good and so tough. It is a very difficult adventure, and at the end, I had it, and I recall the last 5 rounds. So here, let's talk about it. Regaining youth. The only way which characters preyed on by duplicates can permanently regain their youthful vigor is if the duplicates are destroyed. So as the fight went and they started getting destroyed, you come back and have all your vigor back, especially if you're a fighter. But I remember, if I recall specifically, Swain's character was the last because he was the triple class characters are usually nasty. His fencing was easy to take out because he had 32 hit points at that point. Yeah, your evil copy.
I don't remember him. I don't remember it being that super easy, but I was using them real. I was very clever on my use of magic and what I did. So I just remember thinking, I think I was very effective at how I use my magic to avoid getting damaged as an old man.
Right.
Because your hit points drop too. He had low constitution, so when his constitution drops, he's starting to get minus penalties per hit die.
So Tino hits a right point. That's another reason why Swain got better. Your intelligence in old school on those categories. So you go from mature to ancient, you're going to gain about 3 points of wisdom and about 2 points of intelligence.
Yeah.
Which could really help you. Yes. Yep. But you're losing like 4 points of dex, 4 points of con, and something like that, and 3 points of strength.
I think at some point it halves. I thought at some point it's.
Yeah, no.
So you're basically, if you rolled your like how old you're going to be, let's say you said, okay, my character's going to die when they're 96. You're like 95 and 11/12.
Oh, wow. Yep.
So you are not well.
Also here's anything. Characters whose duplicates have been destroyed can never again be affected by either of Nuala's life-bane powers. There you go. And by the way, potions and elixirs used to each only last 1 turn as it was rid of restored years. So, ooh, great. Yeah. Here it is. 1d4 plus 20 days, plus the number of days equal to their initial constitution. So,
yeah. Oh, it is a significant emotional event that your players will never forget if you run this.
And when you die, here you become a juju zombie, and that's why there are so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep.
It's
and look at this. This is neat too. This is really good detail. Effects on your equipment. Non-pressure smells become spotted with rust. Fabrics become faded. Food and drink taste musky and stale. All your horses and other animals are aged as well. So it makes you look old and decrepit. Like that,
Is there a chance you gain weight too? There's a chance that you have a big weight gain, and then so now you're slowed. so you're slower or something, or you get too skinny and you're weak and I mean, it's just.
Here's the table in here. Here's the table. It shows you what's going to happen if you're mature. 4 strength, +2 intelligence, +3, -3, -3, and look, the coming stat was used at this point too. Which we still
minus.
Yep. So most people are mature here, and this is where they go. That's what they lose or gain. So.
And I guess if you lose an ability down to 0 or minus, then you're dead from that, so to speak.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
Well, where's the table on the age effects?
Here it is. Disabilities and other changes. So you can either assign them to characters at random or else allocate them. I randomly assigned them if I recall.
Yes, it was random.
Yeah, and I think which one of your guys was absent-minded? One of yours was absent-minded, wasn't it? Was it?
Probably Leuven. He's
yeah. Yeah.
He could use that intelligence though.
Here's your disability: dodderiness, slow reaction. I randomized 1 for each: short-sightedness, long-sightedness, absent-mindedness, unsteady hands.
I think I had unsteady hands.
Deafness, yeah, and frailty.
I think we had 2 each, Jay. I don't remember one.
you piled them on you.
It probably was 2
regularly or something.
I think it was 2.
It probably was 2. I put on everyone. Here it is. Here's the weight change, wrinkles, hair changes. Yeah. Characters tend to drool.
Oh dear.
That's so awesome. This is. You want to have fun as a DM torturing a group? This is it.
I mean, it is rough. Yep. And if your characters are like not good, if your characters don't know how to role play.
Drop some frames there. Hold on.
Am I back?
Yeah, we'll see if we're
dropping frames.
Okay. Yep.
All right, we dropped some frames there. All right.
What does that mean?
This was local. I dropped frames, so we're still here. We didn't disconnect.
Okay, good.
We just dropped some frames. Some kind of glitching. My son may be downstairs playing some kind of MMO with his friend down there, and
yeah.
I tell him Thursday nights, no deal, because but it could have been that. So so there you go. Sniffles, permanent runny nose. All that would.
Yeah, I'm sure we had 2 each, Jay. I'm sure we had 2 each. Yeah. Oh, there's a table.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
DM's choice. Yeah, there was a table. Yeah. 20 seconds. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know that.
It was brutal.
It was brutal. So.
But it's totally worth it. I mean, everyone will remember it.
You will remember this the rest of your life. If the DM runs this, goes through it, this is one of those you have to, as a DM, be prepared. You have to prep this one. No doubt about it. You have to have their sheets ahead of time. You have to prep this thing ahead of time. But it was a blast.
It was so good that after Jay ran it, I definitely went out and got a copy of it. I'm like, this is a keeper.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Horrific.
I don't even know how much an original this would cost now. It's got to be $50 minimum for a crappy copy.
Oh, it's so horrific. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. So much.
You never have anything like this happen anywhere else.
Yeah, never.
It is just horrific. I mean, it's because everyone, especially people who are character lovers, they really love their character, and their character's always the sexiest and the best and the smartest, and they're all this, and then you can just go ahead and and now they have to
That's awesome. Yep.
That's Tim's right.
I can't wait to do that to my kid. When his characters get high enough level, he's definitely going to do this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he starts talking really endearing about it, like he loves the character, then it's time to run.
Yes.
And it's a lot of sessions too. This is not something you're going to do in one night. It's long. It is really long.
Yeah. It's a bad place.
It is.
I'm really serious though about the beginning parts of Quest for Fire, because those actors were in a bog in Scotland, and you see their breath. That's how cold it is, and they're functioning in this wet environment. And that'll be great to get your vocab and descriptors down for. Because imagine doing that when you're like a month away from dying of old age.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing it now. I'm hopefully way more than a month away from dying.
Hopefully you got that magic item that keeps your feet dry.
Yeah. That's the most important item. Yep.
Wow, I don't even remember this, Tim. It says the NPC duplicates have an increase in movement rate of 3 inches,
Oh.
an extra attack per round,
I
and
remember
regenerate 2 hit points per round. Oh my gosh!
Yes, I definitely.
I
couldn't have quoted that, but they definitely had a vigor
Holy
that was really, really rough to deal with. I mean, it was hard.
Yeah,
and they had all your magic items that you have.
Yeah, absolutely.
You cannot, excuse my French, you can't dick around. You have really got to come in. I think basically I don't remember how we came in. We usually aren't very good at coming in a way because you don't let us get intel early. But I think we focused, like we all targeted the same thing to try to take them down, and then did it that way. We had to mass our effects as best we could on
to get a copy down.
And to be fair too, the copies are trying to secure an area. So if we massed at a spot, the rest of them are spread out. So I think we took advantage of that. And I really think I did a project image to the top of that main building so I could look over the building. So I think I was blasting stuff on the other side through a project image. So they tried to, they were trying to blast the project image, but
yeah,
just an image.
So Thunder, note the following. This was the key. This was the big guns. Walt, Alan, Tim, Mark playing in this. This is pre-Bill. Bill's not around for another. Bill's a great player, but I'm just saying Bill's not around for another 7 years at this point. This is the early days. This is the guns. You bring the guns out on this one. Nasty characters. I mean, did Alan play in this one? No, it wasn't Schlemmin. It wasn't. It was the next generation. It wasn't. No, you were only. It was. No, it was the generation. It was the Winchester generation. It was that generation of characters, I think, that went through it. I'm trying to find the log.
Always seems to have some badass person.
Yeah, but it was fun. We had a blast with it. And just note that it is a hidden gem, right? How many? Like $400 on Amazon. Yeah, it's $100 on eBay for a good copy. But can you get this in drive-through?
I think so.
If you can, then there you go.
Yep.
Here's how significant it is, because I've never run it. I read it once, easily over a decade ago, and I was texting with Jay earlier today. I'm like, isn't the villain's name Nuala? And I spelled it, and he's like, yes. So I remember her name. And that's how significant this one is.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. Just note, we ran this 36 to 37 years ago.
It still makes me laugh. It's horrible.
Yeah, it is disgusting. So, and Thunder, the big guns came out, and when we in the future, when we talk about Ravenloft and Ravenloft 2, the big guns came out during that adventure too.
Yeah.
So these, when we're talking about, I consider my first generation, they're pro players. They're tough. They're tough. So if I don't think anyone permanently died in this. We've had people permanently die before. What?
I like Ravenloft 1 because I had the.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll discuss that in a future time. So note. Oh, the new monster in here is also something I'm going to bring back, which I haven't used. The slime golem. I'm trying to get it over here. Here it is. Slime golem. Touch causes paralysis. Need magical weapons to hit it. Immune to cold, heat, and fire, and to sleep, charm, and hold spells. Can squeeze through narrow gaps. So this is the new monster in here. Is a slime golem.
And there was like 2 Annis, right? That had like a little farm or something.
Yeah, and Annis and Green Hags. Green Hags and Annis.
And it had like this was there, I think, right? It had it had all these weird, nasty, disgusting.
Hags are some of the best monsters ever.
Yeth hounds. Yeth hounds. Based on class 0. Nasty stuff. There's a slime golem.
That's yeah, I'm gonna have to use that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh man, doesn't it have a Catablebus in there too?
Catablebus, yeah, I think there's Catablebus in here too.
Whatever that is.
Yeah,
because I think I remember you were describing it, and I'm like, don't look at it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they'll instantly kill you.
Yeah, isn't it turning you to
That's
stone?
like-
No, you die, right?
You just die. You just die.
Yeah, it's nasty fantasy hippos. They're really,
Yeah.
really nasty. Yep.
Luckily, their heads are so heavy they can't lift their head too long.
So a true spite spell or detect magical reveal magical aura on the life bane duplicates. So, yep. And look, yeah, here's their. They get you. Plus, they get better stuff. They're better than you. All this regeneration and stuff. So that's it. And if I recall, in the final fight, like with 5 rounds left, the Revenant busts in at the end, right, and comes in and just starts taking her out. It kind of
He strangles her, right? That's what Revenants do. They chase you and then
and kills her and finally gets rid of her at the very, very end of the adventure. While you're fighting all the other crap. So and comes in and permanently kills her. And then
do they all disappear when she's killed?
No, you killed them before. You kill them before. Right. She shows up right at the end of you killing them. She shows up right at the end. Yeah.
And she's young too, I bet. I bet she.
Yeah, she always looks like she's like. She always looks like she's 18.
Yeah, well, I think when you first meet her, she looks like she's 30, or at some point, there's a hint in there. You see her one point, she looks a certain age. You see her later, not much later, she looks like she's 30, and then when you see her again, she looks young again because she's drinking the best years of people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely, Thunder. The rest of them talk about how difficult. So this was the point of this. This is the whole point of why we did this, is that what things are in memory. And look at how much Tim remembers this, right? Tim also remembers Ravenloft, which I placed here. Ravenloft 2, which is so disgusting. Egg of the Phoenix, we had permanent deaths in Egg of the Phoenix. Permanent deaths in Egg of the Phoenix. Another nasty one, which I placed. So, yeah. And this is all in his early to mid 80s genre of playing. Tim was traumatized. Trust me there, David. He gave it out more than he got. As far as trauma goes.
Fair enough. But,
note that. Go ahead, Tim.
Obviously, I'm insane, but it's the happy kind, so it's all right.
Yeah. We'll talk about Ravenloft 2 and Ravenloft 2 down the road. Dark Tower, Tim ran for me. We talked about that, and and Fortress Elendar, Tim ran for me. That's why they're on and then I ran them for my group, and they were both awesome. So that's the two. Baltron's Beacon, Ravager of Time. Are the two plus we went over a couple of UK ones, but I think Anna with is this river like here even named?
No, it's not.
So it could be that river.
We can add some smaller rivers to it too. So
place it right in this area here. So what do you?
Yeah. It's empty enough that
it's not going to hurt anything. Yeah. Does everyone agree? That's the perfect place to place it. It's a UK adventure. I8. It's not placed in Greyhawk. I think that's where it should go.
Where is it at on the map?
Here's where the Sentinel and the Sentinel and the Gauntlet's here. The Sentinel and the Gauntlet's in here. When a Crystal Cave, when a Star Falls, are all in this.
Is the swamp and river cold enough?
I don't see why not.
Well, this is subtropic down there, so it's not cold. It's subtropic. Yeah.
It's got to be cold, so it's miserable.
Okay, then we should put it up in the cold marshes somewhere.
Or unless it's a highland marsh on the same, it could be in the same region, but maybe higher up in a higher elevation. That make it suck bad.
Oh, no, right. There's not much.
What about the Berghoff? What's that?
Berghoff. It's also that's
where all the UKs are at.
Yeah, it's a cauldron and it's full of stuff already. So
yeah, right.
But if you want it cold, then you put it up in the cold marshes. Like the barrens or the wastes or cold marshes somewhere up there.
Yeah, but would there be that? Oh, here, you can't put that.
If you want cold, then
it's too settled.
Yeah, you can't put a human community up here north of Is. It just doesn't, right? Yeah, that's a tough thing to do.
And it will be old,
that's too frozen. It's like cold. It's like England cold, where
it will be cold, like the pale, like troll.
But it rains all the time.
Like that. Yeah, like troll fence or something, or up there or something. Yeah.
I don't know if that's.
But it's no. I think it just live with the fact that it's not cold. It's just miserable, but not cold.
And it has bad weather. Yeah.
Well, you can make it fantasy. It can be cold anyway.
Yeah, it can be cold because of her.
So I don't like the troll. I just don't. I'm not a fan of the troll fence putting it up. There's enough
Yeah,
living Greyhawk
No,
stuff up there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a UK adventure, and that's why I say it should go
it's
down
good
here with
there.
the UK. This is where all the UK adventures are.
We have to
That's where-
oversee the fact that it's not cold. It's kind
Yeah.
of
Now, maybe it's not cold. Maybe, but yeah, it just
It was-
seemed like it was a cold place because it
Yeah.
never was overgrown with
Tim.
like,
It's you and me. We have
correct.
PTSD from
Yeah,
cold
you guys.
stuff. So we are kind of suffering from that. It's our internal. Meaning you put your.
Well, you know
when
what?
the marsh-
It'll be. Here's why. It's cold because the water feeding that swamp is coming from a higher
from
elevation.
up the mountains. Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. So yeah,
There we
so
go.
So there you go.
Yep.
We
mhm.
solved it.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
water
exactly.
is cold. Yep. mhm.
So somewhere in this area here,
Especially in the spring, it's cold like
Right here.
hell. So yeah.
yes, it'll be fine.
Yep.
It's good. Exactly.
misery
Yeah,
must
gosh,
be-
yeah. I just think because it's in the middle of nowhere, it makes total sense. There's no effect on anything. It's here. It's a UK. It belongs near the other UK ones, and then,
Hey, did you just say turtle?
probably.
Yeah.
probably did.
All right.
So I
Turtle
always say
sense,
crap
yeah.
like that.
It's a great one.
It is absolutely. So what's going on? Is we're look at that. We're at 9. We talked a lot about it. Yeah, turtle. I said turtle. There's so much going on as we're finishing up June. And thank you. It looks like I got over the hump on very close to 8,300 as followers as we are getting close to it as for the end of the month being off an entire week. So very cool. The Frenog is setting an adventure. Frenog region of chill glooming fan page 2. Yeah, but it could be. It doesn't matter. So
Well, I mean, honestly, I guess it doesn't need to be that cold because even if it's 60 degrees out and you're wet, that's cold.
yeah, from being in the military.
Mhm.
You know, from that ranger school training they put you in. Where was the swamp
Yes.
one?
Florida, it wasn't.
Oh, that sounds like it's vacation.
That's not cold. It wasn't cold.
No.
Mountains was cold. It was in Georgia,
Yep.
and that was like the beginning of March.
Yep.
That was not pleasant.
Yeah,
It was
So-
warm enough to be wet and cold enough to be miserable.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
Hey, when you all run it, you can place it wherever you want in Greyhawk, and it'll work. And that's the
I think
great
it's a
thing
good
about
spot.
it's
Yep.
so okay. We'll go over a ton of shout outs coming here, but Tim, we'll start. What's going on, man? What do you got going on?
July 2nd.
Yes.
Next installment of the Underdogs.
Ooh.
Danger on the Edge.
Yes, let me put this up here.
We'll be picking up right where we left off.
Which was what?
Awesome.
It was right after they had tried to solve what was going wrong with the children were insane, and it was the evil wizard who had
Right.
this contraption that he was suggesting all sorts of terrible things, and so they did terrible things, and the party went to go fight him. He's like, I don't have time for this, and he left them to face the ghost that was in the tomb. So the third level characters fighting a ghost. The ghost had been softened up. Patrick's character got aged 30 years, so he went from like his 20s to like 50s.
That's just wrong, man.
Dwayne got aged 10. Casey's character got aged 20. And the only one who didn't get aged was actually Alex's character, and he had a character who was already 50. So his guy escaped not getting aged anymore.
Lucky.
And it was a chieftain's tomb, and so they recovered all sorts of treasures. Jay couldn't believe the vast wealth of magic treasures that came out of this place. It seemed like overkill, like Monty Hall. It is absolutely outrageous. And they took it back to this Fish Kill Camp, which is a small palisaded camp right on the edge of a cliff overlooking the river. On the edge, you might say.
Yeah. ...
Cool.
And that's where it ended, right?
And that's where it ended, and that's where the next one begins. Danger on the Edge.
And we'll start 9 a.m. Right? 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Run to 2. Right? Yeah, about 5 hours.
Right. Yep.
And that's what's
we'll
good.
aim earlier, so that way we have a.
Yep. And that is going to be fun for Saturday. But we got other stuff coming up here. And thanks for hopping in, Tim. I know you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
No
So,
problems.
Anna, what's going on?
I just finished the 576, the 2022 Atlas to my patrons. That will come to everybody in a couple of weeks. And so that was one big project that has finally been kind of wrapped up. A huge thank you to Dwayne Costa for doing the index. That was a lot of work to put together all those thousands of names.
Thousands.
Yeah, there's thousands of names on it, and so that's part of it. So there we go. And also, Alyssa, Faden, and me, we started something last Friday that we started streaming together, and we kind of liked it. So we will try and do that more times. So we will try to get Friday evening at what is it, 8 o'clock Eastern or 5 o'clock Pacific. For 2 hours or so, we will sit and work together, and she up in Portland and me down here in Southern California, but we virtually work together and babble and work on our respective projects, so to speak, and stream it. We'll see which way, if we will stream separately on both channels and just have voice and Zoom together, or if we just merge everything into my channel or something like that. But that will be, the detail will come, but that's something we will try and do. Otherwise, I'll do a live stream, just me working, but we both liked it so much that we will try and do that every Friday when there is no fantasy mapping show.
What date do we set our next fantasy mapping show for?
Hang on a second.
17th, right?
I think it was 17th. Yeah, hang on a second. Yeah.
15th, right?
15th, okay.
15th, or I don't remember actually now.
I put it in the calendar, so
yeah, and I will put it in the calendar because those 9 days my brain died. So
let's see here. That's July. No, I didn't put it in the calendar.
Oh, that's my Wall of Fame. The Wall of Fame deep dive. Yeah.
We had it the 17th this month, so in June.
Well, July. Did we set a date?
No, I don't think we set a date.
All right.
Yep.
So it I want to say the 22nd looks good.
Yeah,
because I have games the 16th and the 30th on Saturdays. When I have it Friday night and Saturday night, it's rough. So let's shoot for the 22nd of July.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the cool thing is that we can keep that slot busy with map streaming no matter what. So
it's a great idea.
Kind of informal babble working on things, and then it will be a formal, more kind of prepped fantasy mapping show
it's
awesome. As usual. So yep. So that is done, and so now my big project going forward for the foreseeable future, so to speak, will be the 598 map and the Altamira project, and there will be an Altamira project update next fantasy mapping show as usual, so to speak. So yep, so there will be some updates and some cool stuff about that. And the 598 map it's started already, and now I will bring it up to full speed, so to speak, so I can really try to wrap that up in a couple of months. By the end of summer is the goal, to try to do. But usual projects tend to balloon a little bit and go up. And then there is more heraldry coming. We have the Death Knight heraldry and now the people that watch the live stream Friday realize that there is a lot of work going into some of the heraldry, depending on some of it is easy, some of it is more difficult, and it's used to be a little bit more than I dare to get into, but now I really like it. So there will be more heraldry coming. and then there is I must kind of brag a little bit, because I've run in my campaign, I've run 32 sessions now, and it's kind of fun, because we actually had a dream sequence that the players found out today, that they were in a dream that will run the last 3 sessions, and the players didn't understand it until today, and I thought they would be angry at me or whatever, but they really liked it. It was kind of cool. So we had a lot of Greyhawk lore and stuff. They were in a Dragotha dream.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. She's trying to spook them and terrorize them a bit and stuff, especially one character in the party, and so that was a lot of fun. So I get to play with Dragotha's mind and some old lore and a whole bunch of cool stuff. So that was a lot of fun to run that. so yeah, so next week there will be more mapping live streams. There will be I will see if I can do some more write-ups about my campaign and stuff and post that to my patrons too, more heraldry and stuff. So yeah, so there will be more of the same coming, so to speak. So yeah, and I want to again thank you everyone who are patron members and stuff, because I'm at all-time high 367 or something like that.
That is
so
awesome.
Yeah, so it's fantastic. And the high custom map dollar tier will come this summer. I just need to get into the 598 map a little bit better so we can have that ready when I launch. So I know when the 598 map comes out, then I can start divulging the details and we can kind of dig into the custom map tier, because I want that tier to be tied so you can choose which of the map, the 576 or the 598 map, you will want to use as a base and then convert from there, so to speak. So that's why I want to hold off, so I don't have to convert 5 or 10 other maps, so to speak. So at least I can get a common base, so I don't need to update them in parallel. It's enough that I have to update Jay's map now in whatever he wants to do and so on. So that's why I don't want to get myself into more work than necessary.
Yes, but that's okay. But we got things are going to start really rolling here, I think.
Yeah.
I want to read something that I guarantee I can make Tim laugh. Okay, this is my bad prose for the Free City of Altamira box set. This is under the history of the Free City of Altamira. At the time of the Three Keeps founding, the only inhabitant of the area was a hunched elderly man who walked with a limp, named Hoops. And I put his stats there. Selling kumquats and other edibles to those that passed through, he seemed out of place, but harmless. Hoops would be granted the only permanent resident status of Altamira, as he predated the founding of the location.
Kumquat.
So there you go. Yes. So Hoops made it into the writing there, Tim, because he had to. So, absolutely has to.
Hoops is well traveled for a.
Anna, watch your. Make sure Patrick doesn't get you there. I see your thing.
Okay.
Please.
I need to get in here.
Yeah. Don't do it, Patrick. Don't do it. Save yourself. Anna can just hit up her own thing. So let me get and show you what's going on. So we know what's going on Saturday. Let me do the rest. And I should instead of me babbling here, I should have had these all up already, and I apologize, but I'm a dumbass. One sec. I think I got them in the right order. Okay.
Be right back.
Yep. So
there you go. Now I fixed it.
Awesome. Thanks, Anna.
Yep. Patrick didn't get me, so
yes. Rick Miller.
Now I'm safe.
Rick Miller, Anna, and I will be on Wednesday night as Mike. It's an off week for Mike with his game now conflicting. So we're going to go over Rick's Veil of the Mage and his enhancements on it. We'll talk about this a little bit. And then his major NPC. I linked that to you too, Anna. His major NPC, the Dewey Carthix, he calls it. So Rick Miller will be our special guest on Legends and Lore Wednesday night.
Valley of the Mage is an interesting one to talk about. So,
Thursday night, the first Ulic Pathfinders return. Now, here's a funny thing. When I did character introduction and creation on Little Bones' character, Devon, her bandit from House Springus, her childhood friend is Thomas the Younger, the son of Tom the Vindicator, who's in the first Ulic Pathfinders and who's doing this adventure, leading this adventure called Retributive Strike Thursday night. Hence the connection. So Bones, Darling, and Mike Disney will join. Walt and Tom will be my only players, as Alan and Bill will be away. Bill's got a hockey game with his son. Alan's away on vacation. So
I would like to try it. I'll try to be in that.
And Finder. Yes, I have a spot open for Finder, okay, as well, and Retributive Strike. So that is Thursday night. Adventure number 559, one shot. It'll be a one session adventure, so it'll be a fun one with that group together. You'll see Rosie, Devin, and Narax, Mike's fighter, Dwarven fighter. All right, and that'll be a cool one there. Didn't Frank Zappa in a song called he may have. So next Sunday, Tim's Adventure Saturday. We showed that link. Next Sunday, we continue our Wall of Fame discussion with two of Carlos's favorite adventures of all time. Carlos Lysing will join us, the Shokanth and Tharisden. Yeah, Tim, if you're welcome to join us for that one too.
Tharisden.
They are both awesome. Carlos has
I've never played Tharisden, but I've been traumatized just reading it.
Yes, both very cool. So we'll talk about that next week. The week after, let me just click that, Gabbin. The week after, Joe Block, Greyhawk Gardener, joins us on a Sunday night, and we're going to do the GDQ discussion from my Wall of Fame.
Oh, that's good. He is really into that.
Yes.
So, yeah, he's
all right. So we have Joe Block the week after. So we're stacked with guests on that too. Yep. We'll go over that. Joe has a lot of enhancements there too. So
he has done a lot of deep dives into it.
Lots of guests. The new recruits coming. Adventure number, I think it's going to be 961. A new recruits adventure Saturday night special, the 16th.
Oh.
I have first time playing a Magic the Gathering player. Lady Lavinius is playing. I know Bones hasn't confirmed 100% yet, but Darling, Mike Disney, Taryn are in it right now. I got one more guest I'm working on for that. That'll be a Saturday night special group. The new recruits. That'll be our first, special game of the. And then on July 30th, 2 drink minimum returns.
Wow.
I got with Anna, and the only person who has 100% confirmed is Eric Mengi, right? Because Eric may have a conflict, but everyone else is confirmed. And we also have voice actor, and he has done Baldur's Gate, and he's known for Mass Effect. He's a huge voice actor in the Mass Effect series, and that's Mark Meir. Mark Meir plays a lot with Dave Walters and the Black Dice Society on the Dungeons and Dragons channel. And he approached me and asked if he could play in one of these old school games. I'm like, hell yeah.
That's wow.
Yes. So, so we got Mark Meir in. Mark Meir also DMs at D&D in the Castle. So he's well known. And Oh, there you go, Moose. You know him? Okay, cool. Absolutely. So it'll be I'm letting him bring just like I did with Todd Stashwick. I'm letting him bring a childhood character converted to our campaign, of course, in for his character for his group on here.
That is a great idea.
That's extra fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't have the title name on this. It's a month out. So, but just note this is Saturday, July 30th, and that's some of the stuff. Yes, going on this month. But lastly, you must. It's a $5 fee. I gotta cover the costs. Virtual Greyhawk Con sign-ups start Thursday, probably in the afternoon. I will put an announcement out when it's ready to go. I get home from my work day. I will open it up. This is general registration and DM/streamer event submissions. I am requiring every game that is online live stream to have at least one, and I've said please 2 minimum sign up for the community. So there'll be no events that don't have open signups. Okay, no streams. Just like last year. Note, I'm doing the next Grand Joust of Altamira as the main event Saturday night. There'll be 6 open spots. It'll be a double elimination this year. Do I need to be vaccinated? Well, you're not going to be in person, so I don't need to worry about that. But that's a good question.
Virtual is, that's a good thing with virtual.
Exactly. So that'll be going on. The Ask the Experts will be going on Sunday night. What's that? You're going to be
Duncan Joustley will be there.
Duncan Joustley will be the announcer there at the Grand Joust of Altamira.
Oh,
yes.
We'll be asking for people's entries and for. We'll be sending out another broshure for the entries of commercials.
So we will have another Grand Joust of Altamira. We're going to have a ton of stuff. Like I said, Trollor Games is supposed to have tournament play plus 2 streamed events. Greyhawk Reborn will have multiple events. We're going to have a ton of games for everyone. I know that who has told me Lando has said he's going to DM some games. Les Obsidian is definitely. Oblivion Seeker. Les Reno. He's DMing games. We have a whole bunch of stuff in there. We're really, looking. I'm hoping that we have like 65. Thank you, Daniel. Yep, Michael Mossberger from Moku is going to be DMing something. Thank you, Michael. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a lot of really great DMs. I'm looking to get some big names in for some contests and things. I'm trying to get some of them. Just note, it's a work in progress as I continue to get through. But that is the big thing. Thursday night, I will put it out everywhere when it's ready to go. Well, Sprocket, you can do both. You can begin events and run events. You just got to plan it out, plan it well, man. I'm trying to get the highlighted stream list together now as we speak. And please note, I'm going to do that based on years of participating, and that counts in the fundraisers too. I give the people participating in the fundraisers for years, they deserve a good spot and viewer average. I'm doing my best to be fair. Just note, I will try to accommodate everyone. So at least you get one highlighted time slot. And we're going to have some Pacific Rim people like Phoenixi, Walkie in. So we're going to have some late in our men. We're going to have some late night people in, which really helps. I want to have 24-hour coverage the 3 days from Friday on. So it is balancing your time this weekend. It's the first week in October. Excited about it. The third one. And we're going to work on the artwork coming up. Where is it? And so hopefully we can
run a reverse dungeon.
Yeah, you want to. Thank you, Sharon. You want to run a reverse dungeon, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. This is an ode to. I think this is going to be the art. I just decided that we're going to go with the ode to Bonehill for Leonard to give. Leonard deserves it in honor. So we're going to use this artwork for the. We do the shirts and all. Yes, it's going to be awesome. So whatever you can participate in, whether it's 1 day or 3 days, please. Like I said, it's a nominal fee for $5. I just, it'll cover plenty of costs. What you need to do is, I will tell you when the signups are. There's no special. This is not like a Gary Con. There's no early signups for people. Everyone gets signed up at the same time. All I ask is that you limit it to one highlight stream per day for signups, and getting games that aren't per person. That would be hi. Go ahead. No problem. So all right, and that's for hey, whatever the start time is for Tim's, it is right, because that's just the way Tim rolls. I don't think it'll be 4 o'clock in the morning. That was a fundraiser event that was like that. All right, let's do the giveaways.
It makes it easy to finish on time.
It does. It does.
Start early. Yeah.
It does help out. It really does. So last call for signups for the giveaways. Please note, I don't have the. Thank you, Obsidian. I will get you all. I'm going to update all the. It's been a week, so I kind of extended the days I let the VIPs roll beyond the 2 weeks. These are Troller Games PDF giveaways, general choice. But Chuck was away all weekend, so he hasn't got me the code. So just be patient for the 2 winners. I'm completely caught up on all giveaways, by the way, at this point. So, all right. Yes, next virtual account. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look at that. He's got his own book now.
Wow.
Yes, Tim is hardcore, guys and gals.
Yeah.
Tim is hardcore. Here we go. We got Kung Fu Grasshopper.
Cool.
And Obsidian Risk. I know you're both on. I will, the minute I'm able to, I will either whisper it here in chat or in your Discord, whichever one. I have both of yours, I'm almost positive. So congrats to both of you. Okay, I will get them to you, and then you get your choice. And then I got a couple work days I got to go, and then we'll see you all Wednesday night for Legends of Lore. 4 streams: Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday morning, and then Sunday night this week. Coming up, 4 streams this week. It'll be at least 4 streams almost every week this month, minimum. Okay. Thank you all for the support. Thank you all for hopping back on after me being off 9 days. Really appreciate the numbers tonight. I know we hit over 100, which is fantastic for this discussion.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Anna, thank you for coming on. And Tim, thanks a lot too. And we're rating into it's Bones' turn tonight. I know I did Darling before I went on with the Ed Greenwood one. So I know it's Bones' turn. So
when are you doing the vampire one?
Ravenloft?
Yeah, when are we doing
I'm
that?
not sure because I got Carlos lined up this next week, and then
Yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Block lined up the week after.
All right.
It would be
So in the future.
Yeah, in the future.
I just gotta keep my.
Yeah.
I gotta keep my eye
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, depending on what happens with it, if we have an Ed Greenwood one or whatever later in the month. But yeah, we're out 3 weeks on that, which is cool. Thank you all. So see you all Wednesday night, and let's raid into. Stick around. We're raiding the bones tonight. First stream pretty good. I only had the one little glitch for some reason, and which is not a bad thing. And wait a minute, what button do I hit? I hit this one, I think. I'm like, what button do I hit? Yes, I hit the right one.
Yay!
Well, look, we're only 25 minutes late.
Yep. There's so many announcements and stuff. Shout outs.
Yeah. So, and also we're gonna have a real fun game Thursday night. Yeah, Tim, I'll make sure Finder's prepped up if you're able to. All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you all for the support. See you Wednesday night. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, let me make sure this worked.
Well, I know if I don't play him, you'll probably do something horrible to him.
Yeah, it worked. Popped over. At least chat popped over. 69 raiders.